Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. Shake it, but keep pointing out all the lies. Putting the scripture right in your eye. The Bible guy. He reads Hebrew and Greek and shows you that your book's not unique. The Bible guy. He turns through the pages until every Christian rages. The Bible guy. Watch one time and you're hooked. Now let's watch why the Christians get cooked. The Bible guy.
Howdy, folks. Happy Thursday, everybody. It is Thursday, May 14th, and the Bible Guy Show has begun. Today's topic of choice is, why should I be a Christian? So, if you're a Christian, come on up. Let's have a conversation. Everyone else, tap that screen. Share the live with those you love, with those you hate, with your friends and with your enemies. Let's get the word out there so we can have some interesting conversations. Tap that screen like Jonathan wanted to tap King David. Tap that screen like the Romans tapped those nails into Jesus. I'm on the beaches of Honduras, sipping cocktails right now, all thanks to my Lord and Savior Peggy. Love to hear that. All right, let's see. Hello, Dalton. Well, hello, Kimberly. Pokegurumi says, share the live. Send your daily heart me and tap that screen like the Romans tapped Jesus. Absolutely. Raul says, I'm an ex-Christian. Good for you, Raul. Happy to hear that. Oren sent me a heart, and they're a high-level member. Thank you, Oren. Guys, last night I watched the movie Project Hail Mary. Mwah. Such a beautiful, lovely film. I definitely 100% suggest everyone go and see it. Now, I've been told by a very reliable source that the book is better. So pretty soon, I guess I'm going to have to listen to the book on Audible. So that's what's on my docket list now. I keep hearing such good things about it. Yeah, and rightly you should. I like it because it's very well grounded and like realistic. It's sci-fi, but it's like realistic sci-fi. So it features things that could potentially happen in the real world. And the science was really all there and stuff like that, which is really cool. But also the story had a lot of heart about friendship and sacrifice and bravery. Beautiful film. Has everyone been doing their atheism today? I have been doing my atheism today. I from the moment I woke up until this very moment, I have still lacked a belief in God. What streaming service? I bought it on YouTube, but Cam told me it's on Apple, or was it Cam who told me that? Oh well, I don't remember. Was that the same guy who wrote The Martian? Yep, Andy Weir, author of The Martian and also his short story The Egg. Chloe says, hello, hello. Hello, Chloe. Do you like to potato? I love to potato. Whatever that means, I like it. Yeah, I did gay stuff today just to make Jesus mad this morning, LOL. Good for you, NB. Love to hear that. No, Chloe, no. I'm growing the mustache back. The mustache is on temporary leave and will be returning as soon as possible. David says, yay, the Bible Guy Show. Yay, it's David Orbitz. I'm thinking about learning a new language. And the language, I hope you know, I'm generally joking. I know, you know, I know you, I know. I'm thinking about learning a new language, and the language I think I'm, but the language I'm thinking about learning is French, purely for the sex appeal of it all. Yeah, I want to be able to serenade in French if possible. It just sounds lovely. What was it? Toi et moi pour toujours, mon cœur. Je t'aime avec l'adieu de mille soleils. I feel like Spanish would be better for that. I don't think of Spanish as being all that. Maybe it's because I live in Texas. I don't think of it as being all that foreign and exotic. I try, Kimberly. I try. Josh, good to see you, bud. And E, it looks like you're here too. Howdy, partner. Joshua is condemned by me. Chloe, apparently Chloe has condemned Josh. I'm not happy with Joshua. What's new, Chloe? Hashtag straight for Dalton. Thanks, Kimberly. Everyone, okay, so hopefully we can get some Christians in here. Hopefully it won't be a slow day. I'm still mad he took away my powers. I'm holding the grudge. Kimberly, Kimberly gay as fuck said a straight for Dalton, but guess what, Kimberly? Apparently I look like a butch lesbian, according to Chloe. So there's that. French has absurd pronunciation rules, but reading is easy if you know Spanish. That is the thing. That is the thing about French is like I I look at a French sentence and I'm like, all right, how many of these letters will I not be pronouncing? I feel like at the end of every word you just sort of forget you should just forget it's there. What is the Leviathan? It's a mythical sea monster. 7 heads, breathes fire, from ancient Canaanite and Jewish mythology. It trails off. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, like what's a good word? And there's just no reading French. You just have to know what that word is. There's no sounding out words in French, and I think it's because like in old French, you would pronounce those letters, but over time they just sort of stopped pronunciating them, and the written language never caught on. I feel like I need to put a rainbow flag in my bio just to prove I'm gay as fuck, so no one comes for me. I thought you had suspenders on. No, but I do own suspenders. Wait a minute. Yeah, so I mean, I do own suspenders, and the reason for that is as you guys know, I mean, like as I tell you guys, I used to be about 50 pounds heavier back when I worked at my restaurant job at and I would wear, jeans every day. I would wear like regular denim jeans, and for whatever reason, belts are never good enough, so I had to wear suspenders to work every day. So that's why I have these, but I don't wear them anymore because I don't wear pants anymore. Oh yeah, Synergy in the comment section. There's there, which is VERS. Then there's there, VERRE, and then there's ver, VERT, and then VER is also ver. All of them have the same pronunciation. Skirts? No, not skirts. No skirts. Just mostly just shorts, and then sometimes I just want to poo it. Ooh, bother. But anyways, if you're a Christian, here, maybe I need to make the topic a bit more open, and maybe the Christians will want to come and talk to me. So here, give me a second to fix that. There we go. There. Hopefully they like that. Christians, I'm Dalton the Bible Guy. Come up and see if you can convince me that one of these 7 things are true. Okay, Chloe. Okay. It really is. Read what my profile says, and the fucker still hit me up. Oh, now I have to see this. Kimberly. I do not want messages from men. Stay out of my DMs and in your lane. Thanks. That's so good. I love that, honestly. Good for you. That's so funny. W Kim's bio. Yeah. Anyway, leaving because Josh is here. Bye. Josh, you want to come up and hang out with me? I was on Loud Lefties Live with a bunch of rules the guests couldn't. Me on the way to Kimberly's DM. Oh, Josh. Josh. Me on my way to Kimberly's DM.
Well, you know. And also, I came up because I wanted to make sure Chloe left. Like, gotta get rid of her.
Oh boy, man. What's new with you, Josh?
Oh, absolutely nothing other than the fact that it's actually nice out here now. Like, and I mean, it's raining and shit, but it's nicer weather than it was. It's above zero. That's the important part.
That's lovely.
It is lovely.
Yeah, I got, and just in case anyone's noticed yet, I'm going live pretty much every single day now, without fail. And you know, I just decided that that 4 days wasn't enough for the Bible guy, so here I am 7 days a week, all for you lovely people.
Chloe, why are you still here? You mentioned earlier today that you didn't want to be on TikTok, and also you're fuck. See if I can do this with a straight face. You're out of the kitchen. Get back where you belong.
You and Chloe's rivalry is so fun.
I also enjoy it. It's a good time.
Where is my house, Josh?
Working on it.
5 days later. 5 days later, Duncan has to take a break from TikTok. Dalton Nye, the Bible guy. Hey, Sean, good to see you, bud. Yeah, I know. Like, you'd think this would drive me insane, and I told myself once every 6 months I would take a week off. So, you know, another 5 months from now I'll take a week off from TikTok. It's good to get away and have voluntary vacations, to keep yourself from going insane. Talking to stupid people every day will drive you insane.
The trouble is the stupid people are also in the wild.
Well, I'm an introvert, so I don't see people in the wild.
Especially your wild, though. Like, if you go out in the wild, it'll be, like, mostly stupid people.
That is true. When you live in Texas, especially where I live in Texas, you know, a lot of the people that you talk to are going to be pretty dumb. Don't forget to check on getting a PO box. Yes, I do need to get a PO box for sure. First things first on my list of things I need to get is a car. Lathe says former Texan can confirm. Yep, absolutely. That's why I don't go to Christian chat rooms. I know I don't spend any time on Christian lives unless like someone I know sends me a live because they want me to debate somebody. Otherwise, I don't spend time in those lives for my own mental health. To run Joshua over.
You don't ever you don't ever just stroll into Christian lives and fuck with them?
No, I have a very strict like rule about spending too much time in Christian lives for my own sanity.
Fair enough.
Matt Raid. Well, thank you to Matt. Matt who?
I was just gonna say, what Matt?
Yeah, there's so many Matts. Mattisyahu? You can feel the fanatical dogmatism there. I don't go to them either. I also don't intentionally walk on tax. Matt Dillahunty? Oh, Matt Dillahunty. Oh, or Matty D. Is Matty D supposed? Okay, Dillahunty. Well, thank you to Matt Dillahunty out there. Thank you for the raid, bud. Much appreciated.
Does Matt Dillahunty do TikTok?
No, he's on. It's on over on YouTube. That's what I'm getting this from.
I see. Okay.
Dalton, maybe you need to go outside and look at the trees. Every time I do that, I get further and further convinced that there is no God. Every time I walk outside. I got muted almost immediately, and one Daniel was in yesterday. Why? Because you said something that was true. They end up blocking me every time I go into a Christian live. Only because I just have very little tolerance for stupidity. And I'm not very good at hiding my disdain for it. I'm a bad liar. I can't sit there and play nice. I'm just like, you're dumb. And let me tell you why.
Is it just me, or like have the Christians all got together and decided that they're not going to talk to us anymore? Because
it's easier to sit. It's easier to sit in a circle jerk.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah, like I feel like the ones who do call in lately have been really nasty people. Like we barely ever get any Christians who come up here and are like good representatives of their community. Instead, they all like to come up here and fat shame me and say slurs. And if you're a Christian out there, there's 44 of you right now watching on TikTok. If you're a Christian out there and you would like to be representing your community in a better way, come on up. Let's have a conversation. I promise I'm nice as long as you're nice, and cordial so long as you're cordial.
Show us that you have the fruits of the Spirit.
Dylan Price was on yesterday dancing away. Yeah, as I for some reason, because I went on their live one time, TikTok decides that as I'm scrolling through that it needs to show me Dylan's lives. And I always happen to scroll by just as he's doing this bit right here. Anyways. Just Precious 38 shared the live. Oh my gosh, thank you for all the shares. Super appreciated. Everyone, tap that screen. We're only at 4.5 thousand likes. Maybe we'll get out into the algorithm if we get to 10,000, and we'll get some Christian interlocutors to come up and talk with us. Donnie Deals just unbanned me. No clue why. Well, now's the opportunity to take advantage of that, Calicia.
Holy shit, look at that. There's that lunatic now.
Dylan, howdy, partner. I summoned him. It's crazy. 'Cause I'm a bad liar. Bad liar. Bad liar. Now you know. For real though, people who are mean to you, that is not right, mate. Yeah, they're mostly Christians. In fact, they're 100% Christians are the only people who are mean to me. Well, no, Muslims too, but like for some reason, Muslims, as horrible as they are, they don't do the fat shaming. It's just a Christian thing for some reason. Let's see. What is this? The way you know that right is because, wait a minute. The way you know that right is because if the Bible wasn't true, people wouldn't be saying it is true.
Huh?
Am I having a stroke? The way you know that right is because if the Bible wasn't true, people wouldn't be saying it is true.
Dalton, can you give me a big toothy smile? Big toothy smile. All right. Now say you can't teach an old dog new tricks.
You can't teach an old dog new tricks.
You're fine. It's the comment.
Okay. Okay. Is that a ambulance trick?
It's a stroke screen, yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Smile with your lower teeth. How do you do that?
That's creepy.
Yeah. And what am I, an old man? You get off my yard, you dumb kids. Anyways, no, I Ludwig, I'm sorry, that wasn't anything. That was a big nothing burger. Sorry. Try again. Let's see. So yeah, French writing preserves the Latin roots, much like we have silent consonants from Germanic words like knife, knave, and knight. That makes sense. Theirs just seems sillier, though. The super chat is missing, and it is where? The Viking Chef. Yo, what's up, dude? Bachelor in linguistics, useless. MA in Spanish to English translation. I'm obsessed with this stuff. I also do love like linguistics and etymology. It's fun seeing the way that words have evolved over time.
Dylan says God does. People won't to do life with God until they need God, sadly. Also a stroke comment. But yeah, actually I've asked for God's help too, and like when I've really needed him and he never showed up, so I'm not sure that that's a thing either.
But what does that say about God beliefs if the only time someone's willing to accept it is when they're mentally vulnerable? That a reasonable, rational person would not accept this unless they've been mentally compromised. Oh, every time I get a message, I get excited, and then it's just nothing. Anyways, I actually learned how to have very specific discussions on biblical Hebrew words. I love that. I'm glad that I should put that on vibrate. I'm glad that I've, through osmosis, you're learning a few things on this channel, and I love that. Classic example is Link from GMM. Loved that duo. Good Mythical Morning. What about Link? Always vibrate. I agree. Always keep your phone on vibrate, y'all. Yeah, let me just put that. Anyways, I noticed Dalton is becoming a problem for me. I gotta stop giving you money. You know what? I encourage you in your problem. 100%. You should become more problem filled. Link went to God when he was beyond down in the after deconstruction, mate. Oh, that sucks for Link. Not only joking, do a lot of curries with Nordic ingredients. I missed the first part of your sentence, so but yes. Hey, Dalkin, can I ask you a question you've probably never heard? Have you looked at the trees by any chance? I have, and every time I look at the trees, I'm more and more convinced that there isn't a God. Good to see you, Bible guy, and good to be here. Good to see you too, 420 Atheist OG. I don't think I was ever angrier than I was regularly arguing with theists on Twitter. Yeah, that's like, you just got to learn when to pick your battle. sometimes, you just got to refrain from the conversation. Sometimes I literally have to like force myself to not go on TikTok because I am so drawn to debates. I can't help myself. If I see a friendly that's live, I'll go on there and I have no choice. And then I have to like force myself to like get off the app and do something else. Trees are cool as fuck because they fixed the physics issue when sucking water up a tube. Is it still here? Oh my god, it sure is. Joshua, don't you dare leave. Why do dogs pee on trees? Just wondering. Because dog is the opposite of God. Hey Dalton, can you go over the Fatima miracle and the evidence against it? Yeah, so the claim of the miracle of Fatima is that there was thousands of people present at Fatima, and these little girls said that the Virgin Mary would appear and then provide a sign. So already there's like this expectation that something's going to happen. And then lots of people reported that the sun was dancing in the sky after they were staring up at the sky, which, shocker, if you stare at the sun long enough, it looks like it's dancing in the sky. But also there's lots of people who did not report that anything happened. And of course, everywhere else in the world, no one reported that the sun was dancing in the sky. So probably just people's psychological expectation and prompting mixed with like what happens to your eyes when you look into the sun for too long. Oh, and also at 420 Atheist, welcome to Duncan's Disciples. Thanks, bud. Good to have you on board. Do I need to do a restart on TikTok? Is that what's happening right now?
It's struggling, eh?
Yeah, I've never it's never taken this long to get a guest, so maybe I'll just do a quick restart, and maybe we'll get a brave Christian who wants to come up and talk to us about Jeepus Crispy. So I'll see you all in just a quick second. The last comment was, did you see Constantine crash out? No, I can already imagine what it looks like though, because that's all he does. When are we getting that Dalkin and M's spinoff, Breakfast with Dalkin and M's? Is that supposed to be a reference to something? Probably just text prediction says first. Hello. Welcome to the live. Cause I'm a bad liar. That's gonna be stuck in my head. Now you know. Free to go. You know me as KTM is King from past chat. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I recognize the profile pic. It's the mustache? Yeah. I need to grow the mustache back so that Christians will come back and talk to us. Here, I'll just do this. Like a millennial. I must ask you a question. Well, yeah, I've been playing Beat Saber, and one of the songs I play on there is "Bad Liar" from Imagine Dragons. So it's stuck in my head right now. Excellent song. I agree. Wonder if there would be a way for me to show you guys I could play a game while we wait for some opposition to come in here. I'd have to find a way for you guys to be able to see what's going on my Oculus. Let's see. Meta Quest app for PC. Shared with all the ops that I follow. Fantastic. Are you the Philbro timer guy? I forgot. You bet. And what did Constantine do last night? In what way did he crash out? How to mirror MetaQuest 3 to PC? Is using a web browser by navigating to the horizonmeta.com/casting. All right, let's try that. He was asked to define simple words like one and absolutely lost it. Oh, the Philbro got mad when someone like did the same thing to him that they do to us and asked him to define simple words that we use every day. Shocker. Not gonna lie, it's a dodging method. It's not. You just have to jobberate for 5 minutes so no progress can be made. And then, yeah, I strip all the Philbros of all their weapons that they use to try to rhetorically dominate in the conversation. You get rid of all their weapons and show that, you know, they're incapable of really giving a good argument. You can tell he was hurt that Justin didn't know who he was at the start too. That's so funny. Early Bible guy? We sure are early. You should be Christian because there's lots of money in it if you're a gormless grifter type. That is true. Like if I could totally, like if I became a Christian today, I would make so much more money. Bro, you better convince yourself Pastor Gino Jennings, Google him. Gino Jennings, I did Google him once and he's a fraudster. You think some random pastor is going to make me a Christian? Gino Jennings isn't special. Log in to start casting? Oh, great. Lost, I'm going to ask you 3 preliminary questions and then we'll get to the conversation. Are you at least 18 years old?
Yep.
What pronouns do you go by?
He, him, his.
And you're a Christian?
Yep.
All right. Which one of the 7 topics on the board did you want to talk to us about?
Yeah, I want to talk about, is God good?
All right. Is God good?
I mean, let's see. When, like in my version of Christianity, I'm just going to be talking about like some sort of God who's like a necessary being who created the universe. I would say that like some of the
That's a
stuff in the
different
Bible is
topic.
true. Some of the stuff in the Bible isn't true.
Slow down, buddy. Chill out.
Yo, my bad.
So-
Yo, let me go slow for you.
Why should I think God is good?
Well, I just wanted to clarify the God about what I was talking about.
You believe in the God of classical theism?
Nope,
just-
I literally said the opposite of that.
Oh, so you don't think God has the omni properties and all that stuff?
I don't think God has all the omni properties.
Which ones does he not have?
Yeah, I don't think God is omnibenevolent. I don't think God is omnipresent.
Oh,
I
so
think God is only maximally powerful.
So when you say God is good, you just mean good like the way that a regular person can be good. They can do good things and they can do bad things.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think there's a very clear distinction between good and all good.
Yeah, the God of the Bible can be a good person sometimes and he can be a dick most of the times.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
but
the question of is God good is really more geared towards omnibenevolence, the claim of omnibenevolence.
Well, let's see. What can I point to in the Bible? I could say like there's like a verse that says God is like all love. God is love, right? God is like numerically identical to the action of love or something.
But yeah, but the question is about omnibenevolence, but you don't believe God is omnibenevolent.
Yeah, but what does that verse mean when it says God is all love? That God is love.
Yeah, that he like encapsulates what it means to be loving, according to the author.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know like what the like the biblical
But
distinction is
I,
between
I,
like all loving and all
I
good.
would say that's not true, though. Eternal hell, definitely not encapsulating love.
Well, no belief. I would never say that. I would never say that the book is true because the book says so. That would be circular.
Sure. So it looks like you and I agree God isn't omnibenevolent. Anything else you want to talk about?
Let's see. Is there justice in Christianity? What do you mean by that?
Yeah, like fairness and equality.
There can be. I don't know. What do you mean by fair?
Yeah, like equal.
What's fair to me is gonna be pretty subjective. Like if I were like a serial
equal.
killer, sorry, what's that?
Equal. Like, for example, if there's a loaf of bread that's 12 inches long, you get half of it and I get half of it. You don't get more, I don't get more. You know, it's equal.
I would
and
definitely
fair.
disagree with that definition, though. I think what's fair, like let's say one person was like a little kid, one person was an adult. What's fair would be different in that scenario.
In that case, it would be
equal
it would
sustenance.
be proportional to like their eating habits.
Okay, so in your scenario, you would just quantify like exactly like how much food they would need to eat for it to be fair. Okay, that's fine.
But like, let's say innocent people being stoned to death. Would that be fair?
Innocent people being stoned to death? Yeah, if we like define the person as innocent, then obviously that wouldn't be fair.
All right. Does God ever dictate that innocent people should be stoned to death?
Well, I suppose if God's like making a command in the Bible, right, it would stand to reason that those people aren't innocent by the definition.
Are you aware of Deuteronomy 22 and what happens to a woman who doesn't bleed the first time they have sex?
God, how can I love this? Yeah. I think I've heard of that first.
What happens to a woman who doesn't bleed the first time she has sex, according to the Bible?
And well, look, man, we have to look at the context of the verse. You know.
Sure. Okay, let's read the context. Let's see.
Yeah.
I'll go to Deuteronomy chapter 22. I don't know why you're laughing. Something funny hasn't been said yet.
That's fine. Well, I mean, that's obviously humor is going to be subjective.
Sure. Let's see. All right.
I can't quite see. It's a little bit zoomed. Oh, there we go.
All right, let's take a look. Let's see. The elders of the town, they shall fine him 100 shekels. Suppose a man marries a woman, but after going into her, dislikes her, and makes up.
Why are we starting here? When I say context, I mean like the surrounding context. So I want to hear like what's before, what's after, what the verse is talking about, who's speaking to who.
Lost. It's a law code. Have you ever read a law code?
I don't even know what that word means. So
you don't know what the word? Do you know what the word law
code?
means? Like a law? Like, are you in America?
Yeah, no. I know what the word law means, but I don't know like what the. You don't know what
are you in America?
I don't really give that information out, unfortunately.
Okay, are you in a country that has laws?
I don't really know what you mean by laws in this case. Like when you say laws, you just mean like some sort of.
Okay, never mind. You know what? Never mind. Never mind.
If you're too stupid to know what a law code is, then I'll just tell you. The book of Deuteronomy is a series of laws. So the previous verses don't add to or subtract from the context of this passage right here. This is a new law that's being talked about.
Who are the laws being given to? And
the people,
like,
the people of Israel, Yahweh.
Human beings.
Can you show me what says it's being given to the people of Israel specifically?
Have you read the Bible?
Yeah, does that mean I know the context of every single verse that's in the Bible?
I don't know why you get so upset when I ask you a question.
Wait,
I'm leading up to something. Okay, so yes, you have read the Bible. Do you know what Deuteronomy is about?
Yeah, Deuteronomy is about a lot of different things. I don't know what your point is here.
Wow, that's very vague. What a non-answer you just gave there. Why is it called Deuteronomy?
I don't know.
From Deuteros Nomos, meaning second law, because this is Moses re-emphasizing the law to the children of Israel, the law that Yahweh gave to them, to the children of Israel. That's the context.
Okay. And can you show me like
I'm not going to allow you to obfuscate any further. We're going to read this law now. Suppose a man marries a woman, but after going into her, dislikes her, and makes up charges against her, slandering her by saying, I married this woman, But when I lay with her, I did not find evidence of her virginity. The father of the young woman and her mother shall then submit the evidence of the young woman's virginity to the elders of the city at the gate. The father and the young women shall say to the elders, I gave my daughter in marriage to this man, but he dislikes her. And now he has made up charges against her, saying, I did not find evidence of your daughter's virginity, but here is the evidence of my daughter's virginity. Then they shall spread out the cloth before the elders of the town. The elders of that town shall take the man and punish him. They shall fine him 100 shekels of silver, which they shall give to the young woman's father, because he has slandered a virgin of Israel. Shall remain his wife. He shall not be permitted to divorce her as long as he lives. That was the context. And now to the passage in question. If, however, this charge is true, that evidence of the young woman's virginity was not found, then they shall bring the young woman out to the entrance of her father's house, and the men of her town shall stone her to death, because she committed a disgraceful act in Israel by prostituting herself in her father's house. So you shall purge the evil from your midst. Is this a just law?
Yeah, no, I would say that's not a just law, but I think your claim here is that the Bible as a whole is unjust. So it seems to me that this one example is just going to be the naming fallacy.
Do you agree with Paul in Romans 7:12? What did Paul say?
Okay,
about
so
the
again,
law?
it seems like you're pointing to like a very specific verse. What I want you to do is just give me the argument that the
Romans
majority of the
7
Bible is unjust.
verse 12
No,
says,
lost. He didn't say that. He didn't say
Wait,
that.
his
And
claim
this
in the
is
thing isn't that the majority
lost.
of the
I
Bible
don't
is
know why
unjust?
you have this problem with letting me finish sentences.
Lost doesn't know how to let any woman finish. Go ahead, Laith.
So it's a law from God. So if God is just, but in your claim, or fair, if one law God gives isn't just or fair, God isn't just.
Yeah, that's absolutely not true. That's not what that means at all.
Absolutely
I'm not saying
is
that
true.
when someone says someone is just, that doesn't mean every decision they've ever made is
So
just. That just means that the
wait,
majority of decisions
just to
they
be
make are
clear,
just.
Lost,
Just rather.
you think that
Wait,
God
why are you
can,
cutting me off?
to be clear, you think God can give unjust laws?
Yep.
All right, then you know what? I agree. God can be unjust. Now what?
Wait, okay, so wait, is your claim that God can be unjust, or that God?
He's too dishonest to talk to.
Also, just a thought experiment. If I'm married to a man and I say he's loving, but he does beat the shit out of me like once or twice in our entire relationship, I would say that does not make him a loving person. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Imagine coming onto a live and saying, law code? I don't know what that means. What an idiot.
Also, I'm pretty sure every country has a law code.
Yeah.
How much poop in your milkshake do you need before it's undrinkable?
Yeah, that's a good question. That's a good question for Lost. How much poop in your milkshake do you have to drink before it's undrinkable? That's crazy.
Sorry.
Yeah, I love that. No. It's
No,
just
I say the same thing for brownies. I'm like,
Yeah.
if I make you brownies and I say there's one turd in it, but you can't taste it and it's still delicious.
Just a little.
I knew the conversation was going to be productive because even before he came up, he was complaining about the Philbro timer. And then when I asked him to slow down, he was being a bit of an ass there too. So I knew that he was purposefully trying to obfuscate the conversation or to like stall for time. So, you know, it is what it is. Jackasses are going to jackass. Philbro unfuckables, sigh. I know.
I've been spreading the good word of the term unfuckables, and everyone is really into it. So good job.
Coined by Cam. Let's make that very clear. Coined by Cam. Yeah.
This is true. Yep.
Is penning the crimes of the guilty onto an innocent party just? It is not. It is not just. Which kind of makes the whole premise of Christianity. Like Christianity is built on injustice. An innocent person suffers as if they were the guilty, and the guilty are let off as if they are the innocent.
It's funny because whenever you start talking about it, they immediately assume you're talking about Jesus paying the price, being innocent and paying the price. And it's like, oh no, we have more specific examples.
Which is ironic because in the book of Proverbs it says that those who those who acquit the guilty and condemn the innocent are both an abomination in the eyes of the Lord. So like the New Testament is very much against the book of Proverbs. Their unfuckability is their fault. Exactly. Yeah. Abusers always seem to have more free will in the Bible. Yeah. That's another truth. That is another truth that you just gave us right there. He also called it Leviticus. Did he call it Leviticus? I mean, I'm convinced that he's a Phil bro probably. It's doubtful he's ever even opened up the Pentateuch. All right, we got here Viral Lord Kane. Viral, I'm going to ask you 3 preliminary questions and then we'll get to the conversation. Are you at least 18 years old?
Yep.
Question number 2, what pronouns do you go by?
Him.
1 second. And question number 3, are you a Christian?
Yep.
All right. Which one of the 7 topics on the board
Can you ask one more question?
Yeah, sure. What's the
Can you
question?
ask one more question, Dalton?
Yeah.
What do the 2 lightning bolts mean?
Oh yeah.
The lightning is cool. I like lightning. I like weather.
We'll see.
Yeah. All right.
It's cool.
So, which one of the 7 topics on the board would you like to talk with us about?
Well, I want to tell you why you should be Christian.
All right. Why should I be a Christian?
Because it's the only worldview that makes sense.
It doesn't make any sense to me. What makes it make sense?
Well, I want to get to that. I want to ask you a few questions first. Do you believe in evolution?
Yeah, I hear you guys. Yeah, I'm getting strong. The lightning bolts, the fact he's got a pedophile as his profile pic.
He also has a post about white countries. I
Yeah.
didn't get to watch all of it.
Yeah, Viral, you can go fuck yourself. No, I'm not scared of you. You're a piece of shit. And I don't platform pieces of shit. So
Called that from the get-go. Also, he's posting all kinds of neo schmatz nonsense. on
then
his
he's
page as well.
just flat out getting blocked at this point. Go fuck yourself. Man, I'm glad you caught that. I'm too innocent.
Everybody should know that 2 lightning bolts. Everybody should know that 2 lightning bolts
Is
implies.
SS.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm allowed to say. So.
I always forget about that because I'm not a piece of I'm not like them, a piece of shit. And yeah.
Yeah. Rav, I often say to Rav on panels, I'm like, oh, is that anti-Semitic? Because I'm like, I didn't know. And one time Rav said, yeah, we've been around so long, it's basically all anti-Semitic. It's like, I'm
not
so
trying
sorry.
Yeah, I don't want to dilute, hatred. I'm not trying to do that. The problem is, it's just so pervasive. It's like drinking out of a fire hose. So.
Homeslice says, for many of you, this is just your bad boy atheist phase. No, Homeslice, you're just in your dumbass Urantia phase. Atheists will jump to conclusions too fast. Wait a minute, Lost. The SS symbolism, the white nations rhetoric, and the neo-Nazi rhetoric in his profile is not us jumping to conclusions too fast. He was a Nazi piece of shit. And honestly, he can go jump off a bridge.
Safely, of course. Wink.
Let's see. Why Beauty Love the Beast said, okay, why I'm going to ask you 3 preliminary questions and we'll get to the conversation. Question number 1, are you at least 18 years old?
Yeah.
Question number 2, what pronouns do you go by?
Pronouns? He, him.
And question number 3,
What
are
was
you
with the ring?
You passed the test. And question number 3,
What do you mean?
It doesn't matter. Question number 3, are
It
you a
does
Christian?
matter. That's a pretty big question.
Yeah, you passed the test. That's all you need to know. Question number 3, are you a Christian?
No.
All right. What brings you up to my life?
I do believe Jesus is God, but I associate no gods with Allah.
You're a Christian.
No, I'm
You're
Muslim.
You're a Muslim. You think Jesus is a God? That's not Islamic to say Jesus is a god.
Yes, it
Okay.
is. It doesn't say that in the Quran that he's not God. It actually leaves it out
It says
entirely.
he's a prophet, and that's it. It never makes the claim.
Yeah.
Islam doesn't make the claim that Jesus is a god.
You're a
It doesn't make the
kafir.
claim,
That's
which
a
means it's still
that's heresy.
possible.
It's heresy,
Why would you
dude.
assume anything?
It's heresy to
That's
suggest there are any
heretical.
other gods other than Allah.
You
Yep.
don't even know your own deen.
No, I just said that. I believe Jesus is God, but I
What is
associate no
the
gods with him.
Islamic position on the existence of other gods? Let's see. Islam holds a
It's
strict,
literally the
uncompromised.
Shahada.
Yeah, Islam holds a strict, uncompromising position on absolute monotheism, declaring that no other gods or divine beings exist except for Allah. The central creed, La ilaha illa Allah, translates to "there is no God but Allah," explicitly denying the existence of any other deity, divine associate, or power worthy of worship.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, how do you say dumbass in Arabic? All right.
No idea.
We'll talk now to Abstract Parallel. I'm going to ask you 3 questions and then we'll get to the conversation. On question number 1, are you at least 18 years old? And they disappeared. Why do I have to correct?
They were friendly, I think.
Oh, why do I have to correct Muslims on their beliefs? Jesus Christ, they should know it. I mean, I do correct Christians on their. That's the first time I've ever heard a Muslim say something like that before. Haram. Yeah, they were 100% haram. Oh man. It'll be exciting
Haram
once
Bay.
it'll be exciting once I get into my Quranic studies, and then we'll start doing Quran-based lives.
Have you read the Quran?
No.
It's rough.
Yeah. I mean,
There's no stories.
There's no
or narratives.
stories. Yeah, it's just a bunch of like what's the one I'm looking for? A lot of posturing and whatnot.
I mean this in no harm or judgment or ableist way. It reads like a manic episode, is what it reads like. Truly.
Yeah. And then I've seen a few things, like the stupid stuff that Muhammad says in the book, like sperm comes from between the backbone and the ribs. It once refers to the mother of Jesus as being the sister of Aaron, so mistaking 2 different Miriams.
It also says that one who destroys a world is one who destroys a life is as if they destroyed a world, and it cites it as if it is coming from Torah. Like it says, the angels told us that one who takes a life is one who destroys the world, but that's from the Mishnah, which, like, you could say that that's the oral Torah, but it's very clearly that this comes from the rabbinic literature, not the Torah Shebiktav.
See, I'm a simple woman. I like it when they say, "Hey, the prophet is shy, so if you come over, don't stay too long. Just leave." He doesn't like it when you stay at his house too long.
What's this? Dalton's 15 are coming to an end. My 15 what?
Minutes of fame, presumably.
Oh, he's just sad because no one wants to watch his channel. Anyways, how lame.
That's Andy Warhol who coined that term, by the way.
Oh.
The 15 minutes?
Yeah. Everybody gets their 15 minutes of fame as an Andy Warholism.
Let's see. I have no association with that person. I'm happy to prove it. Dalton is king. Thank you very much. She attacked Gum. The internet is furious. What? Howdy, my you are. Thank you for the heart.
Home Slice, you must explain what you mean by she attacked Gum. The internet is furious.
And Thomas67, who never comes up to talk to me because cowardice, I suppose. Sir, I love you like Jesus Christ loves you, sir. So you don't love me because Jesus doesn't love me because Jesus is dead, and dead people don't love people. Oh, well, W to scientific snitch then.
She also made a video about pasteurization, and it's gotten like hundreds of thousands of views. And I was like, I know her. Not like we're besties, but I was like, I know her. I've been on panel with her.
King 97, if you think the answer to all these questions is yes, then come on up. Let's have a conversation. Dome Lice said he was going to make a video about snitch because he doesn't know what a scientific theory about scientific theory. He doesn't know what a scientific theory is, so he's going to make a video on snitch.
How would the answer to number 4 be yes?
Why should I be a Christian equals yes.
That means any reason that has ever existed, including it tastes like chicken, that's why you should be a Christian.
There we go. Love that. I didn't say 4 was yes. Well, it's kind of hard to tell when we're just reading your comments. Come on up, King 97. Let's have a conversation. Tell me about whether or not these propositions are true or not. Jesus Christ, our Savior, is alive. Thomas, come up and prove it. Otherwise, I'm just going to think he's dead.
Yeah, you got 2 atheists and a rabbi up here. We hardcore disagree with that.
Thomas 67 never comes up, though. Because it's nicer to sit from the comfort of the comment section.
Yeah, anytime, if I'm ever, the few times I'm ever in Christian lives, if I say something and someone on panel calls me out, and they're like, I bet you won't come up. I'm like, oh, I'll come up. Don't threaten me with a good time.
2 atheists and a rabbi walk into a bar, and it hurt a lot. Because Christians are boring. Most theists are really. It's why you're here. That's true. Christians are boring AF. And it's also kind of weird. They don't understand how they're not very humorous either. They're not very funny people. Like when they try their hand at humor, it always comes off as kind of cringe. Is the rabbi
Did
an
you just
atheist?
ask if the rabbi was an atheist? Sorry, I just read the same thing as you.
Yeah, they're not an atheist.
No, I'm not an atheist. Thank you for asking, though.
Thomas says, I used to worship Satan back in the day. Good for you. Don't care. I don't think Satan's real either. I think you just exchange one silly imaginary friend for another. All 7 questions. Oh yeah, real quick. DJ says, I think all 7 questions is a yes. All of them?
You gotta read them all first.
What were you going to say, Rob?
Well, this is something that somebody reached out to me the other day and was like, well, why do you think that atheists like allow you on their panels? And I said to them that, for one, I'm not trying to convince them of my position in any way, shape, or form. In fact, I'm largely disinterested in anybody even, I would not even ask to be heard in my position. I don't think it's relevant. And if people are interested, I'm happy to talk about it. It's not an avoidance sort of thing. I just don't think it's appropriate to like, if somebody doesn't want to have lobster, I'm not going to tell them they have to have lobster. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. It's just like, I don't want to force anything in anybody's life. The other thing, like, I guess, like, I think that there is a mutual understanding and goal of dispelling bad theologies that lead to injustice in the world. And, I have my own ulterior motives for being on these panels, largely dispelling anti-Semitism and exposing people to Jewish people who don't have access to Jewish people and Jewish thought. So I felt like I needed to say that because it was curious to get that message from somebody that like frequents these types of spaces. Sorry, it's the door creaking. It's like a sound effect door. Anyway, yeah, I just curious about your sort of response to that. If you're up for that while you're waiting for somebody to.
I don't have any problem with it. We're both fighting for justice.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, as long as we're all getting rid of Christian nationalism, I'm all for it.
For it.
We got a guest here. Yeah. Cut Peak. I'm going to ask you 3 preliminary questions, and then we'll get to the conversation. Are you at least 18 years old?
Yo, Zachary Hortness, what up, my nigga? What's good, my nigga?
Nope.
My niggas.
You don't know slurs. Bad. No. And I'm not. Who the fuck is Zachary Hortness? This idiot has been, and others. I'm not letting you back up. Cut Peak, you're not coming back up. Not after using a slur. You can sit in my request box all you want. You're not coming up. Also, why do you keep calling me Zachary Hortness? My name is Dalton. And then my last name is so
And Rav, also, you don't say horrible shit. Like I have no problem with people who are religious or spiritual or whatever term people want to use. If you're not telling me, get back in the kitchen. You know what I mean? Like, cool.
You know the best way to avoid saying horrible shit is?
don't say it.
Well, not even don't think it. Don't be
think it.
horrible. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Don't be horrible. And then
If you're too afraid that your inside thoughts will become outside thoughts, you should really think about those inside thoughts.
yeah,
That's
and where
a
they
good.
are.
That's an excellent point. DJ said all 7 questions is a yes. First and foremost, it's all 7 questions are a yes. Are, not is. And then secondly, number 4 doesn't have a yes answer to it. So
Unless you're being funny. I guess it could be kind of funny. Like, why should I eat Pringles? And the answer is yes.
Ashley, yes. Let's see. Home slice slurs are an automatic boot. Get over it. Yep. Home slice, you got a problem with it? Why don't you drop a slur so I can block you too, bud? I won't rest. I won't lose any sleep over it. I won't have to listen to your nonsense about the Urantia book anymore. One of these days, I feel like I'm going to make a whole ass video talking about the Urantia video so I can finally just do one final steamy shit on it and forget all about it.
I can't believe people are still talking about this thing as if it is novel or interesting beyond its own art.
Yeah. Annie says, believe the Bible because there's a hellfire that awaits sinners. Well, Annie, you're more than welcome to come up and prove to me that statement you just made is true. I don't think there is a hellfire. The only hellfire that I look forward to is listening to on the Notre Dame soundtrack.
I was about to say that. Hellfire.
Desire. Yeah.
It's
By the
a
way,
stupid fucking movie and
fact.
song.
What was that, Rav?
I have so many technological issues. You know who wrote the music for Hunchback of Notre Dame?
No, I don't.
Stephen Schwartz of Wicked fame, as well as Pippin. I think Pippin. Yeah.
Pippin, like from The Lord of the Rings?
No, Pippin the musical.
Oh,
Gotta find my
I was with you, Dalton. I was
of
right
the
there with you.
sky.
I was thinking of Mary and Pippin. That name sounds familiar. No, Schwartz. No, I know the word Schwartz because may the Schwartz be with you.
Dalton, we're the same person today. I'm getting a little concerned.
Yeah.
I see
We're-
Schwartz
we're-
is as
we're
big as
synced up.
mine.
Yeah. Right.
It's such a good movie, too.
Oh yeah, I'm your father's brother's cousin's roommate from college. What does that make us?
Former
Nothing.
nephew.
Yeah, nothing. Which is exactly what you will be soon. Oh man,
I still like Combing the Desert. That's my favorite. I think that's my favorite bit.
my favorite bit in the whole movie is them watching the Spaceballs VHS tape.
The movie.
Yeah,
Now.
yeah. This
When
is
will
now.
then be now.
That would be the prophetic perfect, by the way.
Yeah, there we go. Evidence for
That-
the perfect in Spaceballs.
Yeah.
We ain't found shit. Yeah.
That's such a good movie.
That movie and Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Oh man, tights.
Yeah, I love the part where the blind guy he's He's got the statue there with
Yeah.
Master
You lost
Ripon,
your arms,
you've lost your arms, but your boobs are wonderful.
but you grew some nice boobs.
Yeah.
I'm over here. Oh, later.
Yeah.
Isn't it like Abe Lincoln? Isn't that his name?
What was that? His
No,
name?
it's not. It's not Abe Lincoln. It's Hey Blinken.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know we're being super cringe right now, but I'm enjoying myself.
Also, by the way, from @Dylan with the $10. Thank you for your donation. Big W to Dylan for sponsoring today's show.
Also, can I just address King 97 is asking me to speak about messianic ideas in Judaism in a comment in the comment section, of which I think I have 30 characters. Why don't you come up here and we can have an honest conversation about it?
Yeah.
Don't you want to have a conversation with another theist?
The mole thing is hilarious.
Yeah, Rab is not is outmanned up here. There's two of us and one of him. Someone come up and help.
Let's see.
Call it a Trojan horse.
I love that. Who else is going to go see the Odyssey when it comes out?
Definitely.
I'm gonna have to probably read the Odyssey again. Which one came first, Iliad or Odyssey? Iliad.
The Iliad.
The Iliad. That's why
because it has to be the war.
The
first.
war, and then and then Odysseus returns home.
Also, maybe unpopular opinion, Odysseus, I think, is a fuckface. So I have no emotional investment in him getting home. I often didn't want him to get home. I was kind of sad when he did.
I haven't read. You guys are clueless. Says the guy whose name is literally lost. But anyways, yeah, I haven't read the Odyssey since I was in middle school. The only thing I remember is tricking the Cyclops by saying that no one is there.
Yep.
Scientific Snitch has
Odysseus.
updated her profile picture.
Oh, look at you. Is that because the guy said that you were out of shape?
Me?
You were like, listen, I have a 6-pack.
Oh no, I just took this today. I low key feel like I got a little bit leaner and I'm kind of happy. So
You look amazing. You could totally like kick my ass, and that's such a great thing.
Yeah, same.
I really can't. I have bursitis, so like low key, I'm kind of cooked, but that's okay.
That's okay. I don't want you to kick my ass.
I'll be throwing a punch, and then my shoulder is gonna dislocate, and I'm gonna be crying.
That's a hell of a problem if you're a superhero.
It's so bad. I'm getting a corticosteroid shot soon.
Lost, I am not reading your messages in the comment section. I see you're commenting, but I do not want to put the energy into reading whatever bullshit you have to say. And Home Slice is also just rambling as well.
Were you there for the home slice thing? It was so
I was just going to
funny.
say, Scientific cooked.
Oh, yeah.
It was
Home
a
Slice.
slice of home slice.
I was about
To
to
a
say,
crisp.
every time Home Slice comes up and says some bullshit, I tell them that abiogenesis is as good as confirmed, and then he's like, can you say that again so I can clip it? I'm like, yeah, I'll say it again, and then I'll give you. And then I pointed him towards your sources. So where was this? On
Tiny's Live.
On Tiny's Live, does Tiny record his stuff and post it somewhere?
Oh yeah. You
It
should just
was-
ask him for it. Sorry, Scientific.
Yeah, it was actually incredible. So basically, he said that abiogenesis is not a theory. So I showed him 2 scientific peer-reviewed sources that literally say abiogenesis is a theory. And then he was like, yeah, but Google AI says, but Google AI. And I'm like, buddy, Google AI hallucinates. And I'm showing you peer-reviewed sources and you're crying. And it was so freaking funny.
And he
Yeah,
kept
and, like-
talking, and it got worse and worse and worse.
And it's-
Eventually,
It was an
one of
Olaf
the other guys was
sacrifice.
like,
Send
like eventually one of the other guys in the comment, like in the live that we were in, was like, we don't know anything about DNA and we can't even replicate it. And I said, I literally replicate it in my job every day of my life.
Yeah, we don't need a fact checker, Home Slice. I'm gonna just ask her to send me the video so I can watch her cook your ass. It's gonna be so fun. And yeah, like appealing to Google AI. Fuck, I'm so fucking tired of people appealing to Google AI.
And no offense to your chat, but also appealing to your chat, it's such,
No, like,
such
what the
a
fuck do we know?
yeah.
Like my degree's in theater. Don't ask me. Ask her.
You got a Bible question? I got that.
YouTube Punk says, at Bible Guy, who would win in a fight between Scientific Snitch or Lean Beef Patty? Snitch every time.
I love Lean Beef Patty though. She's super nice. Also, the guy down there is also talking about the gum video. Just so you know,
He's triggered by it.
Yeah, so as far as like that gum video goes, the company decided to clip me out of context a few different times. And they've been reposting the same response video every 8 months, which I think is kind of like clown behavior, because like if you really won the whole entire argument and stuff, why would you be reposting a response video when the other person is not posting the video over and over again like the same time? But
what gum
I
company?
digress. So there's this one gum company who has a bunch of like really overstated claims on their website. Half of the sources that they provide for like things like nanohydroxyapatite are only for like toothpaste, and they're like claiming that it's going to reverse cavities in that gum formulation. They also have another ingredient in that same product called myrrh gum, which in certain trials has been found to induce miscarriages in pregnant women, and there's no description of that on their website. And in fact, they make a video saying that you can swallow their gum. And I'm like, this is dangerous. So I made a video, and they clipped out all of the portions where I called them out on that. And instead, they only clipped the first part, and they basically rephrased the video to make it seem like I'm defaming them. I'm making a response video. I'm posting it after finals because I'm stressed out from finals. But yeah, it's a shit show. And so, yeah, we're gonna...
Is this one of those like natural old-timey gum companies, basically?
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Yeah, I see commercials like that all the time on TikTok.
Where it's like $40 for 4 pieces of gum.
Home Slice, Home Slice is so triggered by you, Snitch, that he just wants you to get sued. He's just running his gabber in the comment section because he got absolutely fucking decimated.
Yeah, and I'd also like to mention that talking about the truth, like, okay, there's a bunch of these overstated claims on their website. The studies don't provide evidence for them, and I'm just calling them out on that. That's talking about the truth. Just because you don't like the truth, especially you, Home Slice, that doesn't mean that it's you can't litigate against the truth. That's why the David Barr lawsuit went nowhere, because it wasn't the truth.
You can't handle the truth.
Home Slice followed me after a live once. He's a clinger, had to block. I am getting that vibe. They are a clinger. Very needy, very attention seeking. It's not Demir. But anyways, on to better and more important things than Home Slice. Everyone, make sure you tap that screen. If we don't get any Christians pretty soon, I might have to do another restart. And you know. But anyways, also I will advertise a little bit for Godless Engineer, who will be live in like around 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. So you know, go over to Godless's channel whenever he does get started. Him, Dr. Carrier, and Dr. God, I already forgot his name. Wait a minute, let me look at my...
I can't remember his name either. This is only on YouTube though.
Yeah, Dr. Well, I don't remember his last name, but he's a statistician. There we go. Anyways, it's going to be a pretty good show, I think.
Gonna be mathing it up.
Oh, I'll thank God if that happens. Whenever you say Home Slice. All right. Well, looks like the Christians are too cowardly to come up. So I'm going to do a quick restart, and hopefully we'll get some brave Christians in here who actually want to talk about their beliefs. So I'll see you three in just a moment.
I got a meeting at noon. I'll see you all in a bit. Yeah, I'll see you
Shalom, homie.
on the other side.
Ciao.
All right. I don't know what's up with the Christians today, guys. Maybe is that what I get for going live so early? Do you think it's that? That's the reason? Jesus is dead, so he didn't rise from the dead. Totally agreed. Yeah. I'm going to get merch that is just basically that says Jesus is dead. I'll show you guys the merch actually. 1 second. Where did I put? What was it on my iPad? That's where it's up at. Let's see. You're free to go. I'm a bad liar. Bad liar. Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you. Let's see. Yeah, so I'm thinking about putting this on a t-shirt. If I did, would you guys be interested in that as part of the merch line? Like the river flow, you're linked to the sea. What's the picture of? This is a t-shirt idea for the Bible Guy merch line. She glanced my way, I thought I saw, and when she touched, she didn't shudder at my paw. It's kind of cut off my screen. Oh, here, let me make it a little bit smaller. Yeah, I'm gonna get this as make this as a t-shirt. And he says Jesus is alive and well. Well, you're more than welcome to come up and defend that proposition, Andy. But I'm not convinced. As far as I know, Jesus is dead. He's a big heckin' dead boy. Dead ass? I'm just here to harass Dalton with Yowie time posts. Gosh. Oop, wrong one. Here we go. Even Satan knows he's alive. Well, fun fact, Annie, Satan doesn't know jack shit because Satan doesn't fucking exist either. What a silly thing to say. Like, when you type, I genuinely not want to know, Annie, when you type these things, do you think that we're just going to go, oh man, that was a good point. Why didn't I think of that? Why didn't I, the atheist, who doesn't believe in supernatural things, why didn't I consider that this other supernatural thing believes in this other supernatural thing? Come on. Think with your brain. You speak like him? No, Satan speaks like this. Actually, here's my here, let me give you my impression of Satan actually. Here, let me see. There we go. This is my impression of Satan. Get it? Because he doesn't fucking exist? Anyways. Whatever you say, Annie, I think you're just a crazy conspiracy theorist. Blitz is shouting you out right now? Oh, really? Well, now I gotta go look. Blitz raid. Love that. Maybe we'll get a crazy Christian or two. She glanced my way. I thought I saw. And when she touched, she didn't shudder at my paw. No, it can't be. I'll just ignore. But then she's never looked at me that way before. Hello to all the Blitz Raiders. Good to see you all here. And all of you on YouTube as well. Maybe we can finally get this show fucking started. I'm here for it. Mobius says, when I was a kid, my religious mother cut up onions and it made me cry. Onions was my puppy's name. That's sweet. I know he sets boundaries and standards that you can't handle. Who? Your non-existent God? I handled it quite well while I was a Christian. I didn't stop being a Christian because of boundaries and standards that were set by the God, Annie. I became an atheist because I read the Bible and found out it wasn't true. Blitzkrieg. I was going to say Blitzkrieg, but that felt inappropriate. Someone else did it for you, so it's all good. Explain your background. Yeah, I'm an atheist, and I'm asking Christians if any of these things are true, and if they think they are true, I want them to come up and like defend those propositions. I don't think Jesus was the Messiah. I don't think the Bible is true. I don't think Jesus rose again from the dead. Are you an atheist now? Who do you think I am? I've been an atheist. I don't think I should be a Christian. I don't think the Bible has fulfilled prophecies. I don't think God is good, and I don't think there's justice in Christianity. But if you think that these statements are true, come on up. Let's have a conversation. Annie says sin is tasty. No, it's almost as tasty as, never mind, as my other favorite treat. Duncan, can you spot us the pic of the Ark in your garage? Oh, yeah. Let me see if I can find that. I thought your background was green screen wooden planks. It is. This is all green screen. Oh man. I mean, it's green screen, but it's what my walls actually look like. I'm sure that's not confusing at all. Let's see. Picture of my me with the Ark of the Covenant, which is totally real and not fake. Let's see. Go to my images. There it is. Open image, a new tab. Yeah, like evidence that the Ark of the Covenant is not actually in Ethiopia. The evidence is that it's in my garage, obviously. That's how we know the Ark of the Covenant is not in Ethiopia, because like it's in my garage. What are you running your mouth about now, Annie? True Christians practice righteousness. Here, let me read this in my Christian voice.
True Christians practice righteousness, being careful, not careless when it comes to sin.
Well, it's a good thing I don't give a fuck. Stupid me, I thought it was Noah's Ark. No, Noah's Ark is in my backyard. If you believe the Bible is not true, what do you believe in then? Anything that is demonstrable via evidence. But Frankie, would you like to come up and talk about it? All right, Frankie, I'm going to ask you 3 questions. Then we can get to the conversation. Are you at least 18?
What's up, man?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Are you at least
All right,
18?
so of course, 44 years old, buddy.
All right. And what and what pronouns do you go by?
I'm a man. I'm a Mr.
That is not a pronoun in the English language.
Yeah, come on, man. I'm not here to play pronouns here. I just want to ask you a question.
No. You don't get to ask questions until you answer my first 3 questions. So what pronouns do you go
All
by?
What pronouns? I'm
Yeah.
a he.
There we go. And question number 3, are you a Christian?
Yes.
All right. Which one of the 7 questions on the board do you want to give us an answer for?
Well, it's hard to answer. I want to know what your background is. That's all. I just want to know what do you believe in. That's all. If you don't think the Bible is true, then what do you actually believe in?
Anything that's
the
demonstrable
question.
through evidence.
Okay, so how was the world created? Through Big Bang, or what do you believe in there?
Gravity.
So where did gravity come from?
I don't think it came from anywhere. I think it's like part of the natural world. It's always existed.
It always existed. All right, so you believe like it just always was there?
Yeah.
And how did we come about? If you don't believe in the Bible and God created
Abiogenesis and evolution, of course, because like until the supernatural is demonstrated to exist, the only thing that could possibly be the origin for humanity would be some natural occurrence.
Right. But everything else before that was just there.
Infinite. Like I don't think the universe ever came into existence.
Like it was always there, you mean?
Yeah, as far as I can tell. Unless you can give me any reason
So
to think it came into existence.
Wouldn't that be supernatural too, though?
No, that would be
just believing in.
Nope, that would just be natural.
Like if it was always there.
Nature is
Right,
natural,
but
hence it's called nature.
But it would have to be created, though, right? Like
No.
if it just like it
Why
was
would-
just there.
No, if it's eternal, then it doesn't need to be created.
Or do you believe in like this Big Bang thing, or you don't believe in that?
Yeah, of course I believe in the Big Bang. But we're currently
All right, so
we can see it happening right now.
You could see the Big Bang happening now. So what caused that Big Bang, though? Something had to cause it. It doesn't just come from nothing.
Well, I
That-
don't
if
think
you believe in science.
I don't believe it came from nothing. I think that the universe was at one point extremely condensed, and then what happened before it was condensed, I don't know. As far as it could have been any number of different things. It could have been that the universe was constantly going through a period of expansion and contraction over and over again. There's any number of possible natural explanations.
Okay, I mean that's what you believe. That came from like basically nothing, though.
No,
That's
not
basically
nothing.
what you believe.
No, not nothing.
Well, the universe,
something.
yeah.
No, the universe would
So
have came
something. Okay, so you believe in something then.
Yeah,
And is that something? Is that like have a divine nature, or is it
it's
just
natural.
Just natural?
Yeah.
But do you get what I'm coming from?
No.
Or no? You don't. Well, that something has to come from something that created that. You get
No,
what I'm
not-
saying? It can't. If you look at like
that something
the law of the
that something has an underlying cause that leads to that effect, but I don't have any reason to think that cause is a supernatural
Right.
cause.
Right, but well, like if you look at that, what is it? It's the second law of thermodynamics or whatever it's called. I can't remember. Where nothing comes from nothing. Nothing could come from nothing. That thing.
But I don't think there was ever
You
a
don't
nothing.
believe in that either.
I don't think there was ever a nothing.
Okay, but there is a nothing that has to like start something.
Nope. Prove that there was a nothing.
But I could say the same thing. Prove to me that it was always there.
Yeah, because you can't get something.
So we
from
can just go back.
No.
we can just
I have
go back and forth.
no. I have a syllogism. Because premise number 1, you can't get something from nothing. Premise number 2, there is something. Conclusion: there was never nothing and always something. The universe has always existed. I don't understand what's so hard about that to understand.
But I could just say the same thing though.
No, you
Because
can't.
something had to create that something.
Here.
You get what I'm saying?
No. You
There's-
need to provide evidence for that.
Yeah, we
you
actually
do
do have
too.
evidence that implicates an infinite universe potentially. And I say potentially because, like, again, there's various theories that don't involve a god. I believe one of them is like the B theory of time, and like there's a hypothesis for like, what is it, the something Hawking state or something? It's a
Hawking.
physics thing. Yeah, there we go. That being said, the dark energy DESI data. The DESI data implies that dark energy is slowly weakening over time, and that would imply that eventually there's going to be a big crunch, and once things get dense enough, there will be a big bang again.
And so, since the Big Bang is just the expansion of the universe, it doesn't necessarily imply that there was a start. Well, then you could imply that there's just going to be another big crunch, another Big Bang, another big crunch, and so on and so forth. And we could imply that based off of that evidence of the energy weakening, then what happened before the Big Bang, likely another big crunch and another Big Bang. So there is actually evidence to suggest an infinite universe.
But all this evidence, I get what you're saying, but all this evidence is pointing to energy, some kind of energy.
What do you
Yeah,
think
the
that
energy
means?
that holds our universe together.
Like
that
non-scientists
energy comes from someone.
Non-scientists use the word energy all the time in some to mean like some magical substance. Energy
I'm not a scientist.
Energy just means just refers to the capacity to do work.
Yeah, of course, but but you need that energy, you need that capacity to do work.
I don't think it ever came into existence. The universe has always existed unless you can give me evidence that it has a definite beginning.
Also, according to the same laws that you're talking about, I'm not sure if you've heard of the law of conservation of energy, but energy can't be created nor destroyed. So that should defeat your argument right there.
No, because you just said it can't be created, so that you just defeat
it can't be
your
created
argument.
nor destroyed. And if energy is what's holding our universe together, put 2 and 2 together, it can't be created.
It can't be created, but it is there.
It's always existed.
It's always existed, yeah.
So then that's your God.
No,
so you do believe in a God.
No, wait a minute. If I told you a bus is yellow, and then I pick up a banana and say this banana is yellow, is the banana a bus?
Oh.
No, just because they have one thing in common doesn't make them equivalent to one another. In the same way, just because the universe is eternal and your understanding of a God is eternal doesn't mean I believe the universe is God, just because they share one property together. That would be as silly as saying that a banana is a bus because they're both yellow. No, there's a lot more that goes into being a God than just being eternal. The universe isn't an agent. It doesn't.
I get what you mean.
Yeah,
I get what you mean. The thing is, but we can go back and forth. I mean, you guys don't have any kind of proof of that. The universe was always there. There's nothing.
No, I do.
Evolution has not been proven as only microevolution.
Wait, Frankie.
Go ahead. No, I'll stop. Go ahead. Go back.
Before we get to the silly statement of micro and macro penises. Yeah, I did provide evidence for the universe always existing. You weren't listening.
No, that's your ideas. That's not evidence.
Cool. Okay, no. Here, I'm gonna pull this up. I want you to tell me where I'm wrong. Here, no. You're gonna show me where we're wrong here. So let's take a look at this. So, premise number 1. Let's see. Premise number 1: you can't get something from nothing. Do you agree with this premise?
Yeah. Wasn't Jesus created everything? That's what I believe, but whatever.
Oh no, I'm asking, do you think you can get something from nothing?
You can't get anything from nothing unless they're outside of it and God.
So special pleading. Provide evidence that that's possible.
Okay, you can't get something from nothing.
So do you actually believe that, or do you make special exception for magic?
I wouldn't call it magic.
I would. Give me evidence. Give me evidence.
It can't come from nothing. Yeah, so that means you have to have a creator. It's really simple. If you look around.
No. Prove that.
I create music, right? You listen to music. You listen to a song. You know, music
isn't made but from nothing. So provide evidence that a God can create something from nothing.
What do you mean? Say that again.
Provide evidence that a God could create something from nothing.
Because God is infinite. God is God. He's got more than we ever have. So even if
a God existed, I would see no reason to think that a God could create something from nothing. It's incoherent.
Because he doesn't live.
Let me know if you want to have one of the articles that was published in Nature as a news article discussing how dark energy is getting weaker. Nature Journal is one of the most reputable scientific journals that represents a lot of the scientific consensus. So if you would like that link, I can send that over to you, Dalton.
Absolutely. I would love to read that. So tell me how demonstrate that it's possible for a God to create something from nothing.
He's God, man.
That doesn't mean anything to me. I don't have any reason to think that a God.
But that's you, though.
Wait, he just said it's fake.
It's faith.
He just
It's
said
real.
that.
He said
You
faith.
gotta believe, you believe in it.
Oh,
That's
he
all
said
you-
faith. I thought he
Yeah,
said faith.
yeah. I
Which
mean,
would be
that-
What
true.
did you say?
which would be,
Faith?
that,
No,
fake
not
would have
faith.
been, fake would have been a true statement from Frankie. Instead, he said faith. So demonstrate that is. I don't think that a God can do that. Demonstrate that a God can do that. Even if a God was extremely powerful,
Okay, like
I would have
you
no
don't
reason
think
to
a
think
God
that.
could do that.
No, even if
So-
a God is like very extremely powerful, I don't have any reason to think that it could create something from nothing. I don't.
But let's
it's
say, do you
incoherent.
believe in other dimensions?
Sure, there are the 4 dimensions that I'm aware of.
Like not a
width-
like different
width-
types. I can't explain. I can't find the words.
yeah,
for it.
there's width, height, depth, and time. Those are the 4 dimensions.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like just like different universe and like something outside of what we could fathom.
I'm not convinced that there are other universes.
Okay.
I would need evidence for that.
Because God lives outside of space and time.
I
and all
don't.
that
I
stuff.
don't. I don't think that's possible for a God to exist out. A God,
Yeah, but that's where it comes.
No,
Yeah, but that's where like
a God can't exist outside of space and time and also create the universe. It's impossible because creation is an action, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And actions require time, correct?
In our world, yeah.
I don't know. So you're special pleading. I need a reason. I need you to make some sort of reasonable like argument for how an action can occur without time. Because was there a time when God wasn't creating something and then he was creating something?
Well, God lives outside of time. That's the thing. It's something
Was
you
there a
can't fathom,
point?
though.
Was there a point when God wasn't creating something?
I don't know.
So was
You
God
asked that to
eternally?
me.
Was God always creating the universe eternally?
How do you know? Maybe he was creating other things that we
I'm
just
not.
don't know
I
about.
don't know. I'm asking you.
Well, I don't know either. All I know is that he created the heavens.
So
and the
you're
earth
just
and created-
making. You're just
created
making.
us.
You're just making statements without having any evidence for the things you believe in. You're asking us to turn our
No,
brains
no, I
off
believe in.
and just
No,
to
I
accept
don't.
the things
I
that you
never said I
accept.
believe in that. I said we don't
Okay,
know. All I
then,
know is I
then
know
tell
what
me what you
I know
actually
we live.
tell me what you actually believe and make an argument for it.
I believe exactly what the Bible says, man. I mean, if you want to take it literally 6 days, if
The
if
Bible,
one day
well,
is
the
if,
Bible, the
if
Bible,
one day is 1,000
well,
years
the,
for God.
well, the Bible doesn't say that God created the universe from nothing. Why do you believe that?
It says in the beginning he created the heavens and the earth, right, and all that.
Not exactly.
I'm not. I don't have everything in my head.
Not exactly. The better translation of Genesis 1:1-2 would be, when God began to create the heavens and the earth was a chaotic waste, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. In other words, when God started his action of creation, there was already something there. The earth was there. It was just in a state of chaos. So the Bible doesn't doesn't teach. By the way, if you leave the screen, I won't be able to hear you. The Bible doesn't teach creation ex nihilo. That's a post-biblical philosophical innovation.
All right, no, I just look as like I said, like in the beginning, God created heavens. I mean, that's I don't know what verse you're reading. What translation, but
Yeah,
ESV.
I'm reading the original. The ESV is wrong on how that's translated. That's why modern Bible translations like the New Revised Standard Version, Updated Edition, or the Revised Jewish Publication Society 2023 edition would translate this as when God began to create the heavens and the earth, which is an incomplete sentence. Because Bereshit doesn't mean in the beginning, it means in the beginning of. It's a temporal sequence of events. When God began to create the heavens and the earth, ... the earth was a chaotic waste, and darkness was upon the face of the deep.
I gotta check that out with the when God created, because a lot of verses is God created. You know what I'm saying? In the beginning, God created. So in the beginning, and that beginning is our time, or it could be before that. Who knows? I don't know.
So Bereshit
Right?
means
So, like-
Bereshit means in the beginning of, not just in the beginning. So the literal translation, if you want to, is in the beginning of creating God the heavens and the earth, which is an incomplete sentence.
So in the beginning, God created heavens and earth.
No.
No, that's what
that's not. That's
I mean, I
not-
could go back
Here,
after.
I'll
we
say
go
it
back
slower.
and forth.
I'll say it slower.
Yeah.
In the beginning of creating God the heavens and the earth. Not in the beginning of. It's an incomplete sentence. It's a temporal construct.
Yeah, I'll look at it after this call. Yeah, but yeah, like I said, I believe in like I said, He created everything.
Except for he didn't. When did God create
If he-
darkness?
And if you want to put a big bang, then God created the whole thing. Why not?
When did God create darkness?
When did God create darkness?
Yeah.
Darkness. What passage is that? Which one in the? Like I said, I'm very bad with memorizing what verse, right? But it says all in there that darkness. He separated the light from the dark, and on
Well, he separated them.
Yeah, I
He
can't
didn't
remember
create.
what
He
verse
created.
in my
He
head.
created light. He didn't create darkness, though. Darkness was already
dark,
there.
darkness is just anything away from God, man.
That's not.
You know that.
What
You
that
know that as
means.
being a Christian.
No, that's bullshit. So,
That's-
anyways, why should I think the universe has a beginning?
I don't know. You shouldn't think anything. You should come back to Jesus, brother.
Why would I come back to Jesus when he's
Because,
dead?
man, just think about, like, I don't know. Can I ask you? Because I know you got these questions, and then I'll leave it up for someone else. What was the main reason why that you left Christianity? Was it because of some weird stuff that happened? Or?
Because the Bible wasn't true. I read the Bible and found out it wasn't true. I found out that Jesus didn't fulfill any messianic prophecies. I found out that the Bible had historical and scientific inaccuracies, and that it contradicted itself. So I dropped it.
Okay. Like, I could sit there and talk the whole night, but I can't right now. But I'll follow you, brother. Well, maybe when you come in, I'll come back at you.
All right.
But thanks for having me up, man.
Have a good day.
All right, bro. Ciao.
I just found a absolute gem of a study, and I sent it into your Discord. So
Fantastic. Love that. All right. We're gonna bring up Johnny now. Johnny, be good. Johnny, I'm gonna ask you 3 preliminary questions, and then we'll get to the conversation. Are you at least 18 years old? And Johnny left. And then we have here AdSync Network with the $3.11 for no particular reason. That's fine. I'll take it. Thank you. Anyways, everyone make sure you're tapping that screen. Let's get some Christians up here so we can have some conversations. Maybe someone can convince me that Jesus was in fact the Messiah, or that he's not dead. And we have here at Alphonse Veher with the $5. Christians have no answers to anything. Come back to Jeebus. That motherfucker wants me to unalive because I don't want him to be king. That is what the Gospel of Luke says. Anyone who would not be king over me, bring them before me that I may slay them. He's just a real sleepy guy, says Rat Soup. Maybe. Silver says, Dalton, can you explain the translation of yad? Can mean hand or between hands or torso, chest. Yad just simply refers to the region like of the hand and the like the upper arm area is what yad is, the semantic range for yad in Hebrew. I think it's funny how he tried to run to evolution earlier as if he wouldn't have been massacred. I know, as soon as he said microevolution, as soon as someone uses the term microevolution and macroevolution, I know that everything that they're about to say is bullshit. Someone who says, I believe in microevolution, but I don't believe in macroevolution, to me is like a person who says, I believe in pennies, but I don't believe in $100 bills.
that is such a good way to say it. Oh my god, I'm gonna steal that.
Yeah, I'd be cooking up these analogies all day. If all Christianity has to offer is a bunch of really dumb believers, why would that impress me? That is a good point. So Christians, if there is a smarter Christian, come on up and let's have a conversation. Be a good example of your lot. The bus and the banana one was really good to Dalton. Yeah, I mean, like, every time I hear a Christian say, you believe in eternal universe, that's God. The only thing I said eternal. God isn't just eternal. He's a lot of other shit too. Why, after thousands of years, is the best Christians have got is God works in mysterious ways? Because when you don't have answers, appeal to mysteries. Macro and micro aren't really a thing, right? They're basically the same process, but measured by time. That is the only difference between quote unquote microevolution and macroevolution is time. The analogy I like to bring to Christians, because they just don't understand the scale of and the gradual nature of evolution. I often like to tell them, imagine a color gradient that moves from black to white. And imagine you take that color gradient and you were to slice it up into like 200,000 little slivers. You would never be able to tell the difference between one color to the next. But eventually, it does in fact turn from black to white. It's never like black like the next color after black is white. That's not how it works. Just like there was never a Homo erectus that gave birth to a Homo sapien. It was a slow and gradual process, and every single parent is the same species as its progeny.
By the way, that question is really interesting in the comments on like where do you think scientists think humans will be in 500,000 years? I think we'll be extinct, but if by some miracle we're still alive, we're probably not going to have molars anymore. Our Palmaris longus is probably going to be entirely underdeveloped completely, aside from maybe a few people who are into rock climbing. And I think that we're going to have more hunchbacks.
Oh, pinky toes.
Probably. Yeah, we're probably going to have a lot of interesting things.
You know, one of the funniest things to me is, because one of my favorite shows ever is Doctor Who, but like, there's an episode of Doctor Who where the Doctor, and I think it's Martha and Jack travel into like basically the very end of the universe. All the stars have gone out and humanity is still around, and they basically still look like us. And I'm like, that's probably the most unrealistic thing about this show, is that humans always look like humans, no matter what time the Doctor travels to. Moisturizing.
Yeah, there's no way.
Except for Cassandra, of course. Damn, I hate molars. They cause nothing but problems. Luckily, there's a surgery to get rid of them. I still have, I think I still have one of my wisdom teeth. That's why I can't be beating in these conversations. It's all that wisdom. This isn't really scientific, but I like the alternative universe books like All Tomorrows. Yeah, I don't know. See, I'll have to ask Dr. Blitz about that. I don't know how realistic it is. Like when we talk about movies like Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, is that a realistic thing where there are actually other universes with slight variations, or is that all bull? That's what I really want to know. As far as I know, the only universe I'm sure of that exists is this one, but maybe there's evidence out there that I'm wrong.
I'm unaware of any evidence.
Yeah. As far as I know, it's purely hypothesis right now. We got Rat Soup coming up. Howdy, partner.
Howdy, partner.
Hey. And then some, let's see, I'm 57 and still have all my wisdom teeth. That's a lot of wisdom. Snitch, have you watched Project Hail Mary yet?
No, I haven't.
What do you think about the prospect of there being life out there that isn't made of water?
Oh, it's probably, I would not be unsurprised. Because we already see certain organisms that thrive in an anaerobic environment, like anaerobic bacteria. We see nitrogen fixing bacteria. So when it comes to like simple life, we already see a really broad diversity, even on Earth, which doesn't really have many atmospheres. Like, yes, there's anaerobic environments in certain really harsh places, but I wouldn't be surprised, because where there's simple life, like, so, I would be not surprised. Sorry. I know I just used a double negative like an idiot, but like, I wouldn't be surprised.
You're gonna love the movie. It has a lot of really cool stuff about alien life and the possibilities and stuff like that.
The book goes even more into the alien life stuff and goes real in depth with it and makes it much more believable too than it's presented in the movie. So if you give the book a read as well now, because it really complements the movie super well.
Cam keeps like talking about it. So obviously, because she suggested it, I'm 100% going to read it now. But at Dalton the Bible guy, what is this? At Dalton the Bible guy. Well, the doctor said that we were What was that? Well, the doctor said that we were sentient gas at one point, but near the end, we went back to our roots. When did the doctor say that? I don't remember that episode. Sentient gas. I know he talks about there being sentient gas creatures in the Doctor Who show, but I don't remember him saying that humans were at one point sentient gas. Yeah.
We never were.
Yeah, no. But yeah, it's really interesting. I love shows where it talks about alien biology, but it treats it like it talks about like if this were real life, how would these creatures have evolved in these conditions? It's such a fun idea. Tragic to me that to get through a live, no one asked for people believe in something. Wait a minute. Tragic to me that to get through a live, no one asked for people believe in something no one can prove. I sort of understand what you're asking, but not really. Yeah, I feel like today I've been reading a bunch of comments that make me feel like I'm having a stroke. Tragic to me that to get through a life, no one asks for people believe in something no one can prove. I still don't quite. Do you guys understand?
Not at all.
Not at all.
Sorry, bud. Get through a life no one asked for, I think. Oh, tragic to get through a life no one asked for. People believe in something no one can prove. Maybe that's what you're saying. Yeah. Kay says the Bible is true. Kay, let's come up and talk about it because I don't think the Bible is true. I think it's bullshit. It's tragic that people have to believe in something no one can prove to get through life. Maybe that's what they meant. Maybe that's what they meant. That's the AA translation. You look like your younger pics now that your hair grew back. Like you either way. Well, yeah, I'm definitely going to be growing back the stash. It was this was an accident.
I've done that before.
Yeah, I was trying to trim it up and then I did not like the way it looked. And so I just got rid of it and said, I guess we're just starting from scratch now.
Yeah, it starts getting scary when it gets too thin there.
Yeah. No, but honestly, it made me look like one of those guys from like the 1950s. And I'm just not, I don't think I can pull off that look.
Well, you know, everyone's talking about like Viltrumites and stuff from Invincible now, and all like, you know, they all have that mustache.
That mustache is good. I love that mustache though. It looks good. But if it's too thin, if it's too thin, no bueno. Magnum PI. Oh, to look like Richard, or what's his real name? Tom Selleck. I call him Richard because that's who we played on Friends, and that's why I know him as. You could for sure pull off the Charlie Chaplin mustache. Nope. Not gonna happen. No, we're not bringing that back. I feel like it's like the name Adolf. Like all German baby boys named Adolf. Like I wonder if there's anyone who still gets named that in Germany.
I think they banned it. I think there's like legal, like in Germany, they have to like the government has to approve the name, and they do not allow you to name a child that.
No way. That's crazy. A Fu Manchu stash? Definitely not. It's against the law. Okay, yeah. Crazy. I mean, it's good.
Fact, the name means something like noble wolf, and Hitler was super into the wolf imagery, like furry level into it. Like he had like a house built for himself that he called the Wolf's Den and stuff like this. So just a fun fact about that.
Imagining him as a furry is so funny. And he says, in my head, when I picture the man, I see him in a maid's outfit holding a pineapple. If you know, you know. And he says, death is a spirit. No, death is the ending of the process of life. That's all. It's not a spirit. Why do pro-lifers never discuss adoption? Don't orphans deserve love? Right? Adopt some babies. But also, yeetus the fetus. Because they don't give a shit about the babies. That is true. They only care about them as long as they're in the womb. But as soon as that time period's over, fuck them.
I do remember there are like Christian adoption agencies that do go through churches on like a regular circuit to promote adoption to people.
Good.
And I know quite a few families that did actually end up adopting. So that is I don't know how general of a thing that is, but that I think we should keep holding Christians to that, because it seems in some level at least they are taking that criticism seriously. At least some of them are.
JT said many of them do that literally. Oof. Kate Benjamin, I'm calling you out once again, and you too, Annie. Come on up and let's have the conversation. Jesus fucking Christ, I've been given no good reason to be a Christian.
The true host. That's my favorite version of God so far. He's just the big TikTok host in the sky.
And he's muting everybody. She's trolling. She's got to be a troll. Otherwise, she would have came up. Jesus can handle you? No, he can't, because he's dead. Dead people can't handle me. Be not afraid, chat. The amalgamation of eyes and lights and wings. Let's see.
I wanted to finish my walk before I joined, but it's amalgamation.
Oh, my bad.
I'm gonna finish my walk though, but just hearing that.
If it ain't Hebrew, I don't know it.
Yeah, I'll try and join in a little bit if that's okay.
Absolutely. Jesus fulfilled Deuteronomy 18:20 and Zechariah 13:4-6. Wake up, sheeple. That's so funny. Those are both passages about false prophets. To be fair, it was spelt wrong. Maybe that's why I got it wrong. If there was a God, what right has he got to give babies bone cancer? Right? I think if you create someone, you have an obligation to them. We're going to bring up Liam now. Liam, I'm going to ask you 3 questions and then we'll get to the conversation. Are you at least 18 years old?
Yes.
And what pronouns do you go by?
I don't really use pronouns, but I guess he, him.
There you go.
Him. I mean, if
there you
yeah,
go.
but can we?
But that was a lie, right? You just told me that was a lie.
What do you mean it was a lie?
You said I don't use pronouns. That was a lie.
I mean, everyone uses pronouns every single day that they speak. We get that, but to explain like your gender and all this stuff, yeah,
you don't use pronouns.
There's a big part of society.
You don't use pronouns to explain gender.
Yeah, when I introduce myself to someone, I'm like, "Hey, this is Liam. How you doing?" I'm a he, him. See what I mean? It's like when that's forced upon someone, and like these conversations, I understand that we use pronouns.
Grammar is forced upon us.
I get it, dude, but it's like there is an agenda behind that.
The agenda is about, making you guys smarter.
Can I speak my truth real quick? I'm not trying to interrupt.
Speak my truth.
Wait, Liam, why are you so emotional about this? It seems
I'm really
just
not.
saying
I'm just trying to have a
he,
conversation.
him has you really triggered.
No, I did say that
so
I'm
what's
a
wrong
he,
with
him.
just
And
saying he, him?
Again, I didn't say that there's anything wrong with it. I'm trying
Why,
to
are you she, her?
explain I'm trying to explain my explanation of why it's not really like needed or desired or anything in my life.
It is, because I don't always know what someone's pronouns are, and I can't
So
know just
that
by
would be
looking
like
to them.
that would be misgendering. So you would say that it's more kind to introduce
Yeah,
yourself
it's called being
using.
polite, and you could have
Why are you cutting
already
me
been
off? I didn't.
discussing.
And
You
when
could
my,
have already been discussing the topic at hand if you literally just said, "Hey, I'm he, him," or "I'm she, her." Like, you don't
Yeah,
need to
but this
go in
is.
this roundabout way because you're so triggered about saying two fucking words.
it's also
Listen, this is
it's
part of the
it's
conversation
it's
because it was brought
also
to the forefront.
it's also for the sake of my audience, so that they know how to refer to you.
I don't really. Some people don't care if you misgender them or whatever it might be.
I didn't
No
ask
one
if
is
you
going to
cared about being misgender
No
you.
one is going to misgender me by the way my voice sounds.
All right, then
Okay.
I'll just
I don't
call
know.
you
You
she,
sound
Understand
her.
that?
I mean, I've met women, cis women, who sound just like you.
You know, to be
We
honest with you,
interact.
to be honest with you,
Hey,
you would
guys,
be.
this lady is having a really hard time just telling us
Yeah.
what his
So
pronouns
host.
are.
See again, it doesn't offend me or anything. Okay. So
Yeah,
host,
she seems
I can
really
understand.
triggered.
Host, listen, you would be able to understand that I am a man by the way my voice sounds. Okay. And that's fine. Okay. I'm a
No,
human adult male. Now
I don't think you're that much of a man. A real man wouldn't get all hissy fissy over being asked what his pronouns are.
If I can, Liam, I'd like to suggest we talk to a lot of people here online, and a lot of people don't sound like we'd expect them to sound. So for our parts, we don't want to make assumptions, which is why we ask you the question. We don't expect you to walk up and say, "Hi, I'm Liam, I'm he, him." We just are going to ask you the question because we don't want to make the assumption ourselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know, if like I do, I get what you're saying. See, if somebody answered your call, say you were calling your cell phone provider or something, and a masculine sounding woman, you know, a human adult female, said, and somebody misgendered her, and who throughout her life this happens a lot. In a lot of cases, she'd be like, if she really didn't like it, she would say, "Hey, I'm going to correct you and tell you that don't call me Mr. because I'm Mrs." Okay. And that's
But
no
is
problem.
such a bad thing if, on the other hand, the person wants to
but when we're
Liam,
getting,
Liam,
hang on.
also shut up.
Gosh, I can't
Also,
even finish.
I don't care. Anyways, it also just exposes you. It's also just exposing you, because we know that when you refuse to answer, there's a few things that are going on here. The person who refuses to answer the question is either too stupid, they're dishonest.
Did I refuse? Did I refuse?
I gave. I'm not done. They're either too stupid, they're dishonest, or it's going to show me that there's some underlying bigotry that's there.
What is that underlying bigotry?
Yeah, you don't think that trans women are women or that trans men are men.
Oh, so that's what this is all about. It's recognizing that there's trans individuals and putting them in the forefront of every conversation, right?
Yeah.
There's also intersex individuals too.
So
Yeah.
can you answer what I just? Can you?
I also just like that it pisses you people off.
No, dude, you're
Yeah,
muting
so
me
wait.
constantly, and that's telling to the chat, is what it is.
Why don't we just continue the conversation and only refer to Liam as she, her?
Yeah.
He doesn't seem to want to answer the question, so why don't we just
But wait,
do what we
isn't
want?
this all about not misgendering? And I told you that I'm
Wait,
he,
wait.
him, and now you're.
Wait, I thought you didn't care.
Can we get some ones in chat if you guys think Liam is being embarrassing right now? If you guys think Liam is just embarrassing himself, absolutely. Can we get some ones in chat for that? Please?
Yeah, let's make sure that's all the
If he's
cat
going to be
moms,
so triggered
in
about
the
answering
chat.
if he's going to be so triggered about answering a very simple question, and he doesn't seem to care about the type of pronouns we use, let's just call her she, her.
These are the same people in the chat that are putting up ones.
Anyways, no one cares about your
Hi.
comments. Yeah.
Can I play a little bit?
Oh yeah, go ahead, Matthew.
Hey, Liam.
Can
I
we
talk to
stack the panel with some more snowflakes?
Oh, I will.
Can I talk to you? Can I talk to you real quick?
There's only one snowflake on this panel, by the way. Anyways, go on, Matthew.
I'm not gonna
Matthew.
like talk over you, mute you, or interrupt you. I'm just asking, can I talk to you real quick for a second, Liam?
Yeah.
I wanna illustrate something to you that hopefully you can take away as a point of education for this that might help you out a little further along in your discussions. So there wasn't anybody who specifically brought up this topic of genders and everything without having it instigated. The reason this was brought up was the way you answered the question. Nobody's saying that you didn't answer the question. People saw the way you answered this question. I heard you say that you're a he, him. The phrase "I don't use pronouns," I heard your response to that too. Don't worry, I'm not gonna like try to strawman you on this at all. So the phrase "I don't use pronouns" is a common phrase used by people who are against the LGBTQ community. Now, people who are like for the LGBTQ community or want to defend the LGBTQ community hear this. And it's something that rings as what's called a dog whistle. Have you ever heard the term dog whistle before, Liam?
Yes, I have.
All right, cool. So this is something that rings like a dog whistle, and it pushes the conversation away from the conversation you wanted to have. And I get that this wasn't the conversation you were coming up here to have. I know that. Everybody here knows that. But that dog whistle caught everybody's attention. And people who are used to defending the LGBTQ community, because they are a marginalized group, they are an oppressed group, and some people want to make sure to defend that, to try to correct that position, they're going to push back. Now, I get it. You're a he, him. I also get that you're not too worried about people calling you he, him. You're fine with people calling you Liam. You're fine with people calling you he or him. If somebody said them, you wouldn't worry because this isn't something that bothers you or is important to you at all. I got it. Right there with you. But you gotta not put yourself in the situation you put yourself into by starting off the way you did. It was an unnecessary clarification. It was an unnecessary dog whistle put in front to say, I don't use pronouns. Because for one, it's just incorrect. You meant that you don't use pronouns in this fashion, but that's not what you said. You said I don't use pronouns.
Not to cut you off, but tell me how this would sound. Hey, Liam, welcome to the panel. If you use pronouns, can I get your pronouns? And then somebody goes, I don't really use pronouns, and let me explain why real quick. And you go, okay, that's fine. I just didn't want to misgender you.
Matter, though.
Okay, let's have.
Yeah.
I'm not interrupting anyone. Why? Can I not finish?
Use pronouns.
Can I not finish 2 words?
So the lie detector determined that was in fact a lie. You would be lying if you said that.
Yeah. So I get you, Liam. I know what you're saying, but the problem is that's not how the conversation started, and it doesn't have to start that way, right?
It is it's not how it started.
When a person asks you what pronouns you use in reference to yourself, that's all they're doing. Right? Just reference to yourself. What pronouns do you use to reference yourself? They're just looking to see what you're comfortable with. I've done this before where somebody's asked me my pronouns and I said, typically he, him, but you can call me whatever you want. I don't really care. And that's perfectly fine.
What did I say?
You said, I don't use pronouns, but
I said I don't
me he or
typically
him, I guess.
use pronouns. I know what pronouns are.
I don't typically.
And that's what the host was like.
Yeah,
the host said.
You didn't say typically this time.
Host said, "Do you know that we wanted to get into? Do you know that we use pronouns every day, all the time?" I'm like,
wait a minute.
I'm like, I know that. I said, I know that we do, but to describe my gender, I don't use pronouns. Okay, that's just something I don't do.
I think we can both agree that I've been completely upfront and honest with you, and I haven't tried to push on your position. I haven't tried to strawman your position or make your position sound like what it wasn't supposed to be. I've been very honest. You did not use the word typically. You said I do not use pronouns.
Yeah,
that's the reason. That's the reason I came up is because that is.
I did not
whistle.
say that. I clarify. I'm not trying to interrupt.
You are trying to. You are trying to interrupt, and I understand why you are.
This? It seems like
I'm really
just
not.
saying
I'm just trying to have a
he,
conversation.
him has you really triggered.
Let's see. Let's
no. I did say that.
So
I'm
what's
a
wrong
he,
with
him,
just saying he, him?
Yeah, let's see. Let's go back a couple of seconds and take a look at this. What pronouns do you go by?
I don't really use pronouns, but I guess he, him.
I don't really use pronouns.
Wow, I guess I'm not lying, and I did say that, huh? Ladies and gentlemen.
You didn't say I don't typically use pronouns. I don't really use
pronouns.
Yeah.
I guess I'm right again.
But you do really use pronouns.
No, you lied.
Do really use pronouns.
You lied to me. I don't really use pronouns. Yes, you really do. And he's doubling down on the lie. crazy. After you got,
So
you said,
I'm just going to help you here.
Let it
Liam.
play more. Let it play more. I want to hear the
You
rest
never
of that.
have a reason to say I don't use pronouns. You're never going to have a reason to say I don't typically use pronouns. You're never going to have a reason to use I don't have to use pronouns. None of these things are required for you to say. The simplest thing you could say is he, him, and then get into the conversation and move the fuck on.
Well, that I would if I did that.
You'd
Okay.
be acting like an adult.
Hang on. If I did do that,
yeah,
I would have to be going against my principles and disrespecting human adult females.
Is
No,
it as
there's nothing-
disrespectful to
wait,
human
wait.
adult females
There
for
is
you
nothing
to say you follow the pronouns he and him?
Hey,
We're
I'm
not
a
talking about human
human.
adult females. We're talking
Oh
about
yeah, we have an
Liam.
actual
Can I,
human
like-
adult female here, so let's let her
Yeah.
speak.
Can I like respond, because like I am a human adult female and I don't get offended when people say he, him. In fact, on Zoom, it almost always it triggers a response to say like, would you like to show your pronouns on like Zoom office hours and everything else. I have no problem somebody clicking he, him. I have no problem asking people, hey, what are your pronouns? Because guess what? I'm not as like fragile as you are.
I think.
I think
what Liam
What
meant.
is what is a woman?
I think what Liam meant to say was that I don't want to disrespect these transphobic cis women who don't think that these are cis-phobic cis women who don't think trans women are women. And if you're going to ask me what a woman is, it's any adult who has a gender identity that aligns with their schema, their personal schema on the female sex, which includes both cis and trans women. So, you know.
And I would add on to say that a female would be defined as somebody who produces large gametes. A male is somebody who produces small gametes, and intersex individuals either don't produce
No, I
gametes.
said what is a woman, not what is a female.
Yeah, a woman is exactly what Dalton said.
Yeah,
so you don't know what
you're a woman and you don't know what a woman
identity.
No, I agree with his definition. It's called agreeing with somebody. So
Yeah,
I
so
can
I'll give you the
refer to his
definition.
definition.
Yeah, what Scientific Snitch is agreeing with is the statement that
Yeah, why don't you
a
tell the woman on the
is
panel
a
what a
woman.
woman is?
No, I'm not telling her. I'm telling you. I'm telling the man on the panel, because the woman on the panel agrees with me. So the man on the panel who's acting like a little snotty-nosed wine bag, a woman is an adult human whose gender identity aligns with their personal schema on the female sex.
Oh gosh, can I ask a question?
Well, before you do, I want
to be educated.
Well, yeah. Well, before you do ask that question, you said you wouldn't want to use, if they're not an adult female, you wouldn't want to, or let's say you have an adult male that says that they're a woman, you can't use the pronoun she for that, because for that person, because she is reserved for biological females and he's reserved for biological males. Is that your position, Liam?
That would be one of my positions, but yeah, I mean,
all right.
I don't
So
know.
when you refer to God, do you refer to God as he?
Well, as far as God goes, yes, I think that is a role.
Is it God a biological male?
As far as like when God presented himself as, a human being
prior to his incarnation,
Christ.
Is he?
Hang on a second. Within creation, as far as who God is, I don't think that God has a gender.
Okay, so then
why
do you
or a
use
sex or whatever it might be? But wait a minute.
Do you use
Hang
pronouns for God?
Do I use pronouns for God?
Yeah, do you refer
Yes.
to God as a he and him, even though they don't have a penis and they're not a biological male?
Yes, we would use
right.
we would use a, we would assign a sex to God just because of the
Even though he
gender
doesn't have a
role.
sex.
Hang on, just because
Well,
of the
well,
gender roles. And
Well, in Christianity,
Oh,
we
you're
don't.
starting to sound like a pro.
Oh my god.
pro-trans
why do you keep?
So we don't assign
He's
a
starting
Why
to
do
sound
I
really
keep getting
misogynistic.
muted?
We don't assign any sex to God. I don't remember the Bible saying God's a male, but we do assign gender to God and pronouns to God. Even though,
Is that not what I just said?
no, you
Right.
said
That,
sex.
Closest
that
you're, the
contradicts your
closest you're
position.
gonna find
Right.
is you actually call God the Father a father, which would be a sex specific
Right.
title.
Right. He's not a biological male parent, right? But you call him father. He's not a biological male, but you call him he. And then you say, when it comes to trans people, though, you are very strict about the pronouns all of a sudden. Suddenly, he, him only refers to people with the relevant chromosomes or genitalia. I think that's an inconsistency, Liam.
And
No, no,
just
no.
to be
You-
clear,
not to mention,
wait, just to be clear, there are XY females
Am I
who
part
are
of this
fully
conversation?
fertile. So I'm also adding on to what Danny said. So there are fully functional, fully fertile XY females because the genes that encode small gamete production are not just like they're not locked on the Y chromosome. They can be on like the XX chromosome, and you can have XY female.
So if
as
someone is
well when you lose the information to produce
so if
small
someone is
gametes.
born without a leg, is that typical?
So this individual, so I'm referring to
I'm
a
asking
specific
you a
subset.
direct question.
Yeah, so I'm referring to a specific subset of XY females who are not, they're not experiencing any kind of pathological symptoms. They fully function as a female. They have unassisted
Pathological,
pregnancies,
that's a good
and they
word.
have a normal menstrual cycle. The only difference between them and me is that they have XY chromosomes, and well, to be totally honest, I've never gotten my chromosomes checked, but the difference between them and like an XX female is just the Y chromosome, even though they both produce
This is
large
why women should
gametes.
not vote.
Oh, ew, shut up, Liam. Okay,
Oh.
that's just vulgar,
So,
Liam. Here,
yeah.
I came up here literally trying to help you out, Liam. I really did.
When I'm giving you actual science, and you're retorting with, "Oh, this is why women shouldn't vote. This is why people like you should not vote."
Yeah.
I mean,
So I came up here literally trying to help you, Liam, and you didn't want to accept the help. I don't think you've even realized that your argument that you not wanting to have pronouns used for you does nothing to help or hinder women because it has nothing to do with women. You don't identify as a woman, and you calling yourself him or he has nothing to do with women at all. Because that would be the
You shouldn't
the
allow
more
people that contradicts
masculine
themselves.
position.
We shouldn't allow someone to that contradicts themselves with the span of 2 minutes to vote, right? You gave a principle. I gave you a counterexample. Do you concede that your principle doesn't hold?
By the way, let's acknowledge that real quick that the point that Liam tried to bring up and it was actually a point against himself, that a person who doesn't have a leg, you know, they would still be human because not having 2 legs isn't what makes someone a human, in the same way that XX or XY doesn't make you male or female. Those aren't the necessary
Atypical
conditions.
phenotypes
Yeah.
is not going to prevent you from being a person.
So real quick, Danny, ask your question to Liam again.
Yeah. Do you concede to the principle? You don't actually hold to that principle. I'd be muted too.
I mean, I'm sorry. I was typing in the chat that you guys are foolish. I didn't hear the question.
Foolish. Are we so
Well, now
foolish?
I have 2 questions, right? Now, how much have you had to drink? That's the first question. The second question is, do you concede the principle?
I've had 1 cup. I've had 1 cup of coffee today. So yeah, I've been drinking a lot. Fool. Finish your question.
You
You
should
concede your
hydrate with
principle.
some water at some point in time.
I would appreciate. I agree with you on that. After coffee, I do need to hydrate with water. So thank you,
Do you concede your principle?
Danny. What is your point?
It was a
That
question.
you
not a
contradicted
point.
yourself. You contradicted
Yeah.
yourself.
What is your question? Sorry. Go ahead. I didn't hear
You
it.
agreed with me, right? That your position was that he, him pronouns should only be reserved for biological males. But there are cases where you use he, him terms as applied to God, where you think that's appropriate, number one, and where God is not a biological male, right? So you just contradicted yourself.
No. Wait a minute. There are gender roles in society. Okay. When we talk about a father, that would be someone.
That makes it a social construct.
Gosh, man.
No,
I'll
because
mute up.
that's-
I'll mute.
Yeah, go right ahead. Because that's literally what a social construct is if there's gender roles in society, meaning that we socially construct roles around certain groups of people, regardless of their biological inclinations. Individuals like myself are born with more muscle mass or less muscle mass. It is not inherently
it's not inherent that women are going to be weaker than men. There's plenty of guys who I go up to them in the gym and I lift more weights than them because I'm stronger than them, because I have good muscle building genetics. Similarly, there's men out there who are stronger than me. And as far as I'm concerned, there's nothing that stops me from learning how to kick someone's ass, because I know Taekwondo and I have a black belt in Taekwondo. And so, like, as far as we're concerned, this social construct of what gender roles are is not determined by our biology. It's determined by our society. So when you say that there's societal gender roles, yeah, and that's literally what a freaking social construct is. It's generated by society.
Yeah, Liam, with social constructs.
So hang on.
I stay at home. I watch my kids. I clean my house. I cook the meals. I do everything at the home. Are you gonna call me she, her now?
No, I would call you like a man wife.
Am I a mother?
You know, I would. You're a man wife.
A man.
I just told you. I think you're
wife. You'd call me a wife.
Yeah, you're a man wife. Yeah.
Wife is a feminine title.
Yeah. So you're going to use all masculine titles
with
except
men being
for that one?
feminine? What's wrong?
There's
with
nothing
men
wrong
being
with
feminine?
men being feminine. I'm just wondering why.
I'm just changing the definition of wife.
He's not a wife though. He's a husband.
Well, I didn't even say I was.
So you're
a husband,
saying that
did I?
trans
I said
women
that
can't-
I was a father that stayed at home and took care of my kids and cleaned my house and cooked meals. That's what I said.
So trans women can't be wives, host?
Would you consider me a mother?
Can trans women not be wives, host?
I'm asking you if you would consider me a mother.
A trans woman can be a wife.
Okay, so a man, a biological male, can be a wife, right?
There's no such thing as a biological man.
Okay,
But yes, a biological
human
male
adult
can be a
male
woman who is a
human
wife.
adult male, a male assigned at birth can be a wife, correct?
Yeah, if they're a trans woman and they're married to someone, then they
Okay,
would be
so
a wife.
why is it weird for me to say Matthew
let's find out. Matthew, are you a man or a woman?
Well, I'm a man.
So Matthew would be a husband then if they're married, not a wife.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's
but he's
why.
taking on the feminine role. He's taking on the feminine role in the
What's
household.
feminine-
correct?
what's
Why is it a
Yeah.
feminine role?
Because you don't have the male or the female reproductive organs that would supply a child with.
What does that have anything to
the
do
nece-
with raising
I'm
my kids or
almost
cleaning my home or
finished.
cooking meals?
This is why the
Hey,
nobody-
Liam,
you're
I have
disrespectful.
actual female reproductive organs, and female reproductive organs don't make you a better cleaner or cooker. Okay?
Yeah, but you work out a lot. You're probably
female
missing your
reproductive
period.
organs has anything to do
no,
with
actually.
cooking or cleaning?
I just got rid of him. I
His
I
very last
enjoyed.
comment was disgusting. If you didn't hear it,
Yeah, I heard it. That's why I dropped him. Liam, you're a disgusting person, and that's why we absolutely fucking roasted you for half an hour on how stupid you are and how you don't know the first thing about biology or sex or gender. Thank you for showing us all how stupid you were. We never even got to the topic at hand because you were just too stupid to have the conversation and too bigoted.
I never wanted to speak to that man directly, but every time, and I never have instead of chat, but like every time I hear his voice, it reminds me that I want to practice my vocal training so that my voice doesn't sound as whiny as his does.
Yeah. Facts. Hey, Matt, thanks for stepping in, bud. And you're more than welcome to hang out as long as you want.
It's always fun, you know me.
That was ridiculous.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, well, one day maybe they'll stop being a cunt. We'll see. Nielsen Smock, I'm going to ask you 3 preliminary questions. Hopefully we can get through them. Question number 1, are you at least 18 years old?
I'm 27.
And question number 2, what pronouns do you go by?
He, him.
And are you
I'm
a
not
Christian?
talking to you. I'm in the live. Wait. I'm sorry. I was
His mom's asking him why he's in a room alone.
You said you go by he, him. Are you a Christian?
No.
Okay. What brings you up to the panel?
No, I just the the homophobic guy, so I just wanted to join. But
Oh yeah,
let's
I
go
had
with
a
it.
I
I'm
had
an
a
atheist.
really full panel. And I didn't want to bring any more people on, but yeah, his ass is gone. But hey, thank you for calling up.
Okay, ciao.
Real quick, guys, 1 second.
Hello, this is Dalton. Why, yes, I have paid my car's warranty. No, really? My social security number? Yeah, just a second.
Hey, you've reached the Roadkill Cafe. You kill 'em, we grill 'em. How can I take your order today?
Anyways, yeah, and my social security number, everyone, is. Anyways, everyone, make sure you tap that screen, share the live with those you love, with those you hate, with your friends and with your enemies. We still got 30 minutes left of the Bible Guys show, so if you're a Christian who would like to come up and talk with us about why I should think Jesus is the Messiah, about why the Bible is true, that Jesus isn't dead, any one of these things, come on up. Let's have a conversation. As long as you answer my questions, you won't get absolutely roasted like Liam did. My phone
Another
number.
thing I was gonna say. Oh, sorry.
No, you go ahead.
Oh, that's pretty funny. My mom is, I don't think she's taller than Liam, but my mom is so tall that bigots constantly misgender her purposely because they feel short compared to her, and so they assume that she must be trans. Except I'm proof with a whole birth certificate that she isn't, but it's people like Liam who would misgender her on purpose because he feels short or something.
This is true. This is true.
That's ridiculous. Also, I just wanted to clarify. I am very healthy. I have my regular cycles. Just because I don't have a beer belly like Liam doesn't necessarily mean that I'm missing my period.
Yeah, what a ridiculous thing for him to say. Okay, we're gonna bring up our next guest, Splinter. I'm gonna ask you 3 questions.
Bro, how many fucking Twinkies did you eat last night, bro?
Nothing. I just ate out your mom last night. Now what?
How much macaroni and cheese did you?
Man, this guy's so pathetic.
I forgot that he is very obsessed with how other men look.
I know it's
Bro, you're like-
it is a bit weird how obsessed you are with my looks, Splinter. Would you prefer
380 pounds.
would you prefer if I was like really chiseled and really jacked and sweaty and all that kind of stuff? Is that what you want from the Bible guy, big boy? Because I can bring it to you.
No, not at all, you fat fuck.
He wants you to bend to his beauty standards. So
Macaroni and cheese,
pleasing.
holy shit, bro. Sponsor this guy. Velveeta, where are you guys at?
Hey.
Did you just ask macaroni and cheese to sponsor him?
Just curious. Why isn't your camera on? Just curious.
Yeah, turn your camera on, bud.
I mean,
bro, how much Greek yogurt are you eating every night?
No. Turn your camera on. If you're such a handsome specimen,
I don't see any videos of you on your profile. Right? I see that you've like tried to repost other people in an attempt to try to make fun of them. I get that, but I don't see any pictures of you on your profile, and I don't see your camera on. It seems like you might be kind of like projecting a bit.
Yeah,
People who hit the gym eat a lot of Greek yogurt too, by the way.
I might be fat, Splinter. I might be fat, Splinter. I do actually. I actually do, but you know. But anyway, Splinter, I might be fat,
pounds, bro.
But I'm actually only 225. Thank you very much. But like,
where the fuck is your neck at, buddy?
At least I'm handsome. You're probably fugly
where the
as hell.
fuck is your neck at?
Also, Greek yogurt is fantastic for losing weight. I eat approximately 250 grams a day. So, there's that.
What a loser. Every single day he comes on here to complain about my weight because he wishes I was sexier for him. Sorry, bud. I'm not interested.
That'd be what it is. Yeah.
Smartest
But
theist,
no,
by the
Greek
way.
yogurt is like the like least good thing he could have mentioned, or like least like healthy, not healthy thing. I don't know how that double negative, Dan.
And also, just to be clear, Splinter doesn't want to show his face because he is fugly. And he, you know, I might be fat, but at least I'm sexy. You know, I got more to love. Anyways, his grinder name is Mac and Cheese. It's just probably true. Oh my God. Dan says Jesus Christ is God, John 1:1. Well, why should I? Well, first off, that's not what John 1:1 actually means. But secondly, why should I care what John 1:1 says, Dan? Come on up, let's have a conversation. I know a better Dan who would disagree with you, Dan McClellan.
That is a pretty good Dan.
All right, we got a guest here whose name is a bunch of balls. So I'll have to ask him 4 questions. Question number 1, guest, what should I call you?
Nate.
Nick? All right.
Nate. Sorry.
Nate. All right.
Nate.
Nate, I'm going to ask you 3 questions. Question number 1, are you at least 18 years old?
Yes, sir. 37.
All right. Question number 2, what pronouns do you go by?
He, him.
And question number 3, are you a Christian?
Unfortunately, I'm not. Does that kick me right away?
Oh yeah, I'm only taking opposition right now.
Okay. I just wanted to say one thing, if I can, please, to you personally.
Sure, bud.
I think that you are tricking yourself into the weight ideals that society has. And don't take this wrong. I think you have always been a handsome dude and a normal, but the standards that are placed upon you by society make you think that you used to look better. I think you look hot as fuck now, and I think you can be good this way.
I appreciate that. Although I am getting into more shape because I'd like to be able to. I'd like to be able to run a few feet without getting out of breath. So there is that. But I'm doing combat exercises. But anyways, much appreciated. But thank you so much, Nate.
Have a good life, man.
You too, bud.
Bye.
All right. We'll bring up Larry Spaghetti. Larry, are you at least 18 years old?
Yeah.
And what pronouns do you go by?
He.
And are you a Christian?
Yeah, I am. But maybe there's some discussion around that when we jump into it.
All right. Which one of the 7 questions on the board would you like to give me an answer for?
Well, I mean, the hard thing is that I was hoping to kind of talk about the struggle that I'm having as a Christian and kind of where you've been helping me with that. I don't know if that's possible.
Yeah, that's fine.
So, the big thing about being a Christian is I kind of feel like I'm boxed in by God. So there's an allure for me on the secular world side when it comes to ethics. And just being able to kind of be a little bit freer in the things that I'm doing. Honestly, maybe even be free enough to do whatever I want in a sense, right? Obviously, we've got things like the law, but I mean, all that stuff is completely made up anyway, right? So you would agree with me on that, right? That laws are just made up, they're human conceptions.
Well, laws are made up, but they're talking about things which I think that are real. That is the goals that we hold to. Being fairness and well-being, or at least that should be the objective of the law, I think.
But like even the goal itself isn't real, right? Like it's not grounded in anything real. It's just a concept that we like.
I would disagree with that.
Yeah. So scientific snitch here
chat is suggesting that he might need the Philbro timer just before you go on.
If it gets to that, but I'm not getting the vibes right now. So my friend scientific snitch here, evolutionary biologist, can probably
not evolutionary biologist.
physiologist.
Sorry,
but they are expert in evolution, and they can probably give you more details about how the fairness and well-being goal is probably built into us on an evolutionary scale. So, Snitch, go ahead.
Yeah, sure. So there's actually been a very recent paper, I believe, published in 2025, which discusses how cancer rates are higher in organisms that are more solitary. So think apex predators, cats, like apex cats, bears, stuff like that. And then as you get more into like communal species, you reach tribalistic species like humans, which they form communities that battle against each other, something we see a lot today. They disagree a lot, but they still form communities. They have slightly less a prevalence of cancer rates. And then you have really communal species that have very low cancer rates, like mice and like whales. And the reason why I'm telling you this is that the ability for species to become communal and form communities is necessary for certain species' survival, like us, who have very squishy bodies. We don't have sharp teeth and claws. So in order for us to survive, we need to work together. And in order to work together, having empathy and an understanding for another person's condition and then accommodating for that is necessary, at least historically, for our survival and the reproduction of our species, because without that, well, we would just be living alone, and without working together, we're squishy. As I said, no teeth, no claws, and as a result, individuals who demonstrated sociopathic or psychopathic tendencies mostly unalived and died off. Now, the same mutations can still occur today because mutations occur fairly readily within all organisms on planet Earth. And that's why we still see a low level of psychopathy and sociopathy and borderline personality in our societies today. That being said, because it was evolutionarily favorable for us to form connections and communities, most of us have empathy. And this empathy stems from certain regions of the brain. Specifically, the anterior insular cortex is one of the regions for pain perception empathy. And without these areas, and when individuals get brain cancer or lesions in these areas, they experience decreased senses of pain perception empathy, meaning they can't understand how other people feel in terms of like physical pain. So when they showed people pictures in physical pain, they demonstrated a lesser sense of pain perception empathy. And they compared this to individuals who had lesions on the anterior cingulate cortex, another area of the brain very close by, and they didn't demonstrate the same decrease in pain perception empathy. And so this report was actually published and demonstrated that the anterior insular cortex is necessary for empathy. So all that being said, the laws in society are built around empathy and the understanding of another person's condition, treating others like you treat yourself. It's an unspoken rule in all societies that we do that, which is why we have legislation against things like murder, legislation against things like thieving, because it's not something that we want to experience ourselves. So we do unto others like we want others to do unto ourselves. And that's another reason why we have things like free speech. So at the end of the day, laws may be a social construct, but they're based on very real premises that have evolutionarily developed over time in human beings as a species in order to ensure our survival.
Yeah, so I guess my response to that is even if I grant everything that you just said, it would seem to me that if you're saying that this ethical standard that's geared at survival, it basically comes to us via evolution. It wouldn't tell me that evolutionary standard is actually geared at truth. But I think the bigger issue that you have is why ought I follow it?
What would that mean? I mean, first and foremost, geared towards truth.
Well, it's that follow-up question that I just made. Why ought I follow it if it's not true?
Well, truth just means something that a statement comports with to reality. So what she said is true in that it's a statement that comports to reality. In regards to why ought you, if your goal is fairness and well-being, then you ought to not decapitate people, for example.
Well, I think the fairness and well-being part of it, I think, is smuggled in a bit, right? Like, why is that good?
Well, good is a word. Good is a value judgment word. Good means beneficial towards a goal.
She said that survival of the species is good, right? So even if we grant her that, which I don't think we can even
No, it's not good. It's just evolutionarily favorable. That's how evolution works, is you have something called natural selection, which exerts a selective pressure on a species so that the most favorable adaptations to survival persist, whereas the ones that are not favorable for adaptation do not persist. And a part of us being like tribal is one of the reasons why we don't have the lowest rates of cancer, but rather middle rates of cancer, as according to PMID 41223270, coevolution of cooperative lifestyles and reduced cancer prevalence in mammals. Additionally, just to cite the other study that I was referring to about the anterior insular cortex, PMID
line 61548, anterior insular cortex is necessary for empathetic pain perception. This study compared individuals with anterior cingulate cortex lesions to anterior insular cortex regions, and these and I quote, these findings reveal that not only discrete anterior insular cortex lesions but not anterior cingulate cortex lesions result in deficits in explicit and implicit pain perception, supporting a critical role of anterior insular cortex in empathetic pain processing.
Yeah, but you understand that what you're doing is just basically describing something. What I'm asking is a deeper question, which is, if you're saying that, like regarding ethics, right? You're saying that fairness and well-being, that's what we're striving for. But I can give you hundreds, if not thousands of examples.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Let me finish. I'm not done.
But
I can give you hundreds,
that's
if
not what
not
I'm
thousands
saying.
of examples.
Then don't
of
misconstrue
people.
my argument.
Hold on.
Then don't misconstrue my argument because that's not what I'm saying.
I'm talking to the host. The host said that.
Are we
acknowledging
that that is not what Snitch said, though?
No, that's not what she said. No, she was talking about, I guess I'll steel man your argument because there was a lot there and you were talking kind of robotic, not to be offensive, but you were basically arguing that through evolution, we have this shared goal of working together in order to, I guess, achieve some sort of human flourishing. Is that correct?
No, that's not what I said.
Can you condense it into one
The reason why I
sentence
said what
so
I
can
said
understand?
is that being able to understand how other people feel allowed us to form more tightly knit communities, which allowed us to work together in order to persist as a species, because that is what's necessary when we're talking about what natural selection selects for. It selects for those who are more likely to survive. Those who form communities, those who have empathy are more likely to survive. As a result, you see a higher prevalence of individuals with empathy compared to those who do not. And so when we form those communities, we're more likely to form communities on the basis of our feelings of empathy for others.
What's your proof that natural selection selects for people that have empathy?
That, I also just want to point out that like Snitch is actively respirating while they're talking.
Well, can she provide evidence?
So how is that a robotic response if someone is actively
No,
respirating?
it was a lot, right? But again,
Right, it was a lot. I understood it.
I wasn't trying to be mean, but can she provide evidence that natural selection selects for empathy?
Yeah, sure. So there's a few different really good review articles that I would highly recommend, which provide a good consensus on the stance of neuroevolution of empathy.
I'm not asking for consensus. I'm asking you for evidence that natural selection, which is an unguided process.
What is the consensus built off of?
Yeah, so
I would say that some evidence for this,
I would say that evidence for this, sir, I would say that evidence for this is the coevolution of cooperative lifestyles and reduced cancer prevalence in mammals, which suggests that those who have more empathy and more capability to be empathetic towards others in their species were more likely to evolve with a reduced cancer prevalence compared to those that are not. And those that are not more likely to have cooperative lifestyles and empathy are more likely to be predators containing claws and teeth and more likely to survive on their own, which is the reason why they were able to evolve and stay alive despite not having as much empathy for those in their species. So I cited that study to you. You can feel free to look it up. The PMID is 41223270. The title is Coevolution of Cooperative Lifestyles and Reduced Cancer Prevalence in Mammals, and yes, it does include humans.
Okay, that doesn't
She's
prove.
just simply saying that these characteristics makes it more likely for societal species to survive. I don't know why this is hard to listen
because
to. It's making a very clear and concise argument.
Is evolution an unguided process?
That nobody talked about it being guided. Simply said
evolution is guided by natural selection.
Stop interrupting people. I am trying to help. So instead of getting angry,
I'm not
and
angry
just
at all.
yelling back and forth and not getting anywhere, maybe attempt to use some understanding with somebody who's trying to offer an olive branch. She is simply stating that holding these characteristics has been shown through study to make it more likely for a societal species to survive and reproduce. That's it. It's simple. It's easy.
Okay, can I
It's
respond
not
to
a
that?
difficult concept.
Can I respond to that?
Also,
Please.
to add on, Larry's,
not
evolution
gonna-
is driven by natural selection. It's not unguided. It's driven by natural selection.
Okay, so how does natural selection? I mean, I'm not even going to ask you this question because then you're going to go back on that tangent. But so when you say that we can see that evolution through natural selection tends to focus on targeting empathy. Is that a universal claim?
In communal species.
No, it's
you weren't
in
listening.
social species.
In social species, but is that universal? Is that just the way it is, or is that just a subjective claim?
Yes, it's universal. That study that I just cited
Okay,
was
that's
not just in
self-repeating.
humans, but it was
You just
also in a
self-repeated
few other
yourself.
different species. If you would like, I could show you the actual graph that they have. They
That's
have
self-repeating.
specific carnivores, so specifically large cats. Then they also have rodents as well as primates. And then they even have deers, which have some of the lowest cancer prevalences because they're so communal.
Don't ask Snitch for evidence of what she says if you're going to just interrupt her in the middle of her talking.
Yeah,
It's
Larry,
it's starting to annoy me.
That's what I fear. That might be the reason why you're not comprehending fully what Snitch has been saying, because you aren't listening and occasionally over talking as well.
Okay, well, she made a universal claim, so unless she has knowledge, all knowledge across
I
all
literally
possible
gave
That's
goals,
not what
it's
she
self-
means
it's a
when she
self-refutation.
says universal. You're just relying on an equivocation. What she means when she said universal is that all of the social species that are studied show this trait. That's it. That's what is meant.
I also just want to point out that it was Nini Baba who called it that this was a Filbro.
How am I a Filbro?
Oh, I don't care if you're a Filbro or not. I'm just giving you a timer because I'm over it.
So essentially, then, what she's saying is that she can't provide any justification for why we ought to follow
I
this thing.
literally provided this study. Just because you don't want
Right,
to
but
read
why
it because
ought-
you don't
why
want
ought
to
I?
acknowledge it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. So I'm
You
going to
didn't-
say it again, that the study title is Coevolution of Cooperative Lifestyles and Reduced Cancer Prevalence in Mammals. It looks at big cats, it looks at primates, it looks at rodents, it looks at deer, and the PMID is 41223270, and it was published in Science.
And to be clear,
So
she
I know you
wasn't.
didn't listen very well, Larry, but what was stated was that if the goal is for continued survival and reproduction within a societal species, these traits have been evidentially shown to increase the survival rates of these social species. Therefore, you ought follow these traits. It's very simple.
You also came up very disingenuously explaining that you needed some help discovering this one part that you just weren't quite ready to reconcile with your beliefs. And now you're sitting here arguing with a physiologist.
Seems like you're very strong in your beliefs currently.
No, it just seems to me that there's no justification for why I ought not do something in a
Then
secular
you're not
worldview.
listening. Then you're not listening.
Any ought is going to be referenced to some sort of goal or some sort of like position that you were attempting to get to. And when we say if your goal is survival of a social species, then you ought follow these traits that increase the survival chance of a social species.
What if it's the goal?
This is how every ought works.
What if my goal is the
proving
survival of
it,
my
though.
social species?
I think that's right. I
Then
think
you ought
survival of your
have-
social species is dying. You ought
Then-
not do any of this. I think
No, but I
you're
mean,
just
if I want an
proof.
ethno state
If
and that's my
your
social
goal-
species, why
You
ought
are
I
proof.
not do that?
An ethnostate isn't a
whoa,
species.
Whoa.
Sure it
And
is.
no. Whites are not a species. I'm guessing you're white. Is not a species. Homo sapiens are a species.
What do you think ethnicity refers to?
Do you think that Hitler saw Jews as being people?
I didn't ask you about the Second World War. I asked you, what do you think ethnicity refers to?
Do you think that Hitler saw?
This doesn't require a question about anybody from history. I said, what does ethnicity refer to?
Also, Hitler was just
It's a
wrong.
very simple question. I don't know why you're like
Yes,
running away from it.
ethnicity refers to a specific country in which an individual grew up. So a country is a social construct in which we formed. There are three separate classifications, loosely speaking, of human beings. You can separate them biologically based off of ancestry, which is based off of mitochondrial DNA and Y chromosomal DNA. You can base them off of ethnicity, which bases it off of socially constructed country identifications and borders, or you can base it off of race, which is a social construct that is derived based off of how people look. So there's three
Yeah.
classifications you can go by. Feel free to choose which one. Also, as we're speaking, I also looked up another mechanism of the reason why that humans are more likely to survive with feelings of empathy and community, one of those being oxytocin. But just to quote you right now, I was reading off of this review article which cites multiple studies demonstrating why empathy is very important for evolution and specifically natural selection. And I quote, "These observations suggest that natural selection has favored empathy and imitation because they are a part of cognitive and emotional skills that an individual needs to recognize other social relationships, understand their motives and intentions, and keep track of, anticipate, and react adaptively to social events and challenges."
Oh, I can cite 10 other studies that are in direct opposition to that one.
This is just proven
Either way,
by the fact that
doesn't mean anything.
This is not just one study. This actually cites multiple studies, and it's
Doesn't
in a
make
book.
it true.
It's
Larry,
a scientific
it's a
consensus, and
fallacy.
you have yet to cite a single study. So until you
Larry.
cite a single study, I have no reason to believe a thing that you say.
So you're saying that
Either
that's
way,
absolute
you're
fact
sitting
and
in a
no other
position
studies
One more
exist?
mute. One more
That's
mute
absolutely
for a
where
fact.
second.
even
Or-
if you stated your
Fallacy.
goal was for the survival
Thank
of
God.
whatever thing you were trying for, if the survival of a social group is what you are reaching for, then the traits shown to increase the survival of a social group would be the traits that you ought follow.
And Nini Baba said mask came up as soon as the Hitler thing came up. Yeah, something was there.
Yeah, ethnicity is just a categorization that's typically revolving around concepts such as culture, language, and area of origin.
And what?
He came on the heels of Liam, right? Like, that's two
Yeah, two very problematic.
disingenuous believers in a row. Yeah.
Shocker. Well, we are currently at the end of our program today, boys and girls. So let me see who I can send you off onto. Oh yeah, that's right. Let me see. I think Godless is going to be going live pretty soon over on YouTube. Let me take a look at his channel real quick. I told you guys about that. Let me see. I'll pass this time. Let's see. Godless Engineer.
Interestingly enough, I think his topic is Matthew's book.
It is. It's on Jaren's book.
Or Jaren and Matthew.
Yeah. Okay.
I keep telling people I didn't write shit. You gotta stop blaming me for all this.
Oh, I'm sorry. Like, he calls you his co-author or whatever, so I just assumed. I don't
Different
know.
Matthew. Different Matthew. I'm sure.
Oh my goodness. I totally thought it was you. Oh my goodness. Sorry.
We got another super chat here.
I'm not published yet.
From at Game Master Flash with the $5. Low tier Larry at it again, eh? What a piece of shit fuckface. He showed his whole ass with Joel and Justin this week as well. Really? Shocker. But you see, so Godless isn't live for another hour. So right now, I want you all to go over to John Cohen and tell him the Bible guy sent you, and then make sure that you stop by at Godless Engineer's channel in 1 hour from now and let them know that the Bible guy sent you, so that you have 2 assignments today. I'm sending you out like sheep among wolves, or whatever the fucking saying is. But anyways, I want to thank all the co-hosts I've had today. Matthew, Scientific Snitch, Danny, Believe Women, Lady of Heaven, etc., etc. All of you, lovely people, love you all. And with that, I've been the Bible guy. Remember to keep reading, keep learning, and we'll see you all again tomorrow. Bye.
Born from dust and questioning fire, wielding truth like a sword of desire. Ancient scrolls and cosmic flame, he tears through myth, he breaks the chain. Echoes of prophets, the scars align, knowledge and thunder intertwine. Reason ascends where blind faith fell. He reads the word and he reads it well. The Bible guide, seeker of the light. Through time and fire he rides the night, with reason's blade and wisdom's cry. The world question every name. From Eden's dawn to Calvary's sky, he breaks the chains of every lie. Logos, Logos, the word and the flame. Reason shall rise, and truth has a name.